he's not a reliable spinner. वो डालते होंगे पंजाब के लिए, but I think they're gonna, like I said, the all-rounder factor. Hyderabad will need someone because that's a franchise that traditionally had a lot of good overseas all-rounders.
Yeah, yeah. Quickly moving
in fact, I just want to add over here. I think this Daryl Mitchell could be a factor, yeah. I mean, we were talking about how David Warner or maybe or कौन था David Warner के साथ था? I forgot the name. The English guy, somebody who was
Johnny Bairstow.
Johnny
Yes.
West, the superstar, yeah, one of my favorites. I mean, he can play that role in the top order. Kane Williamson नहीं है, New Zealand आगे बंदा और I mean, this guy knows exactly how to bat in the top order. अब फिर innings through कैसे लेके जाए. So Daryl Mitchell would play a key role अगर they can go for it, go for this guy. Roman Powell is also an all-rounder, right, from the West Indies. They can.
यार पर वो bowling बहुत 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 कम डालता है, and he's very hit or miss. I think Daryl Mitchell is one more name which they should go for it.
Yeah, because
The
they
thing
have
is, no, I'll tell you something with SRH. The problem is, they can't afford more overseas players who's not a spinner. अगर आप उनका लाइनअप देखो, they have Marco Jansen, Heinrich Klaassen, Aiden Markram, Glenn Phillips. इसमें से 3 तो खेलेंगे ही खेलेंगे.
Yeah.
They have no options.
So
they can only go and their spinners में आप देखो ना, who do they have? Mayank Markande. They already have Fazalak Farooqi, who's a pacer. ठीक है.
Yeah.
उसके बाद इमरान मलिक, 3 नटराजन, भुवनेश्वर कुमार. तो वहाँ पे रोटेशन हो रहा है. मयंक मारकांडे हैं जो उनके स्पिन ऑप्शन है. Washington Sundar, if he's fit.
Yeah.
And lot depends on Washington Sundar's fitness. And then you have Glenn Phillips and Aiden Markram जो spin कर सकते हैं. So if their overseas spot has to go, I think they will be interested in. Adil Rashid did not work out for them. I think Mujib is somebody. जितने भी ये 30 करोड़ वाले हैं ना, Mujib gives you 4 overs and he gives you 4 overs in the power play.
Yeah.
As in not all 4 overs in the power play, but he bowls in the power play. You getting my point?
Very economical on that front.
Yeah, and he's a wicket-taking bowler. So I think Mujib is going to be a very big buy क्योंकि वो आपको power play में spin bowling देता है. And yeah, I think they have 34 crores. So I think they will make it for Mujib. I won't be surprised if they go for Mujib, and they need somebody to fill Rashid Khan's shoes here, and who better than Mujib? You know?
True.
Adil Rashid did not work out for them. I doubt they'll go for Hasaranga. ठीक है. So let's see. I don't think Hasaranga के लिए वो 12-15 करोड़ की बिड लगेगी. I doubt it. I very much doubt.
जाना नहीं चाहिए. जिस तरीके का परफॉर्मेंस पिछली बार था उसके हिसाब से नहीं.
Exactly. So I think Mujib is somebody to watch out for.
Yeah. Okay. Quickly moving on to the other 2 franchises. ताउस भाई आपसे पूछूंगा. पंजाब किंग्स 29.1 crores का बजट है. Slots are 8 and 2 overseas slots they have. So
SRH को मैं एक चीज जरूर बोलूंगा कि I hope they get airports this time. मेरे को बहुत इरिटेशन होती है जब वो तार वाले कान के लेके आते हैं ना. 34 करोड़, इतने करोड़ों का बजट है कि एयरपोर्ट खरीद लो यार.
ताउस भाई.
Punjab Kings, yeah, Punjab Kings. Shikhar Dhawan. I mean, Sam Curran all-rounder है, Kagiso Rabada है. इनके पास they have a good lineup यार. अभी इनको मगर I think they'll have to go for a spinner that every team is looking for. Most of the teams quality spinner, और यहाँ पर मुझे दिख रहा नहीं है कोई यहाँ पर इनकी तरफ से कोई quality. एक सिकंदर रजा है जो all-rounder है, मगर how much he's going to play, how much he's going to, क्योंकि टॉप 4 ही खिला सकते फॉरेनर.
उतनी स्पिन तो लिविंगस्टोन भी डाल देता है.
लिविंगस्टोन डालते हैं मगर लिविंगस्टोन को इतना ओवर नहीं मिलता जितना उनका बैटिंग.
They relied on Harpreet Brar and what's his name?
Rahul Chahar.
राहुल चार
रिलाई करते हैं. हरप्रीत ब्रार पे उन्होंने काफी रिलाई किया था. So they don't have spin options है नहीं यार इसमें.
वही
spin options है नहीं.
और इंडियन spin options भी नहीं है.
Indian spin options.
Hasaranga is the guy. I mean, they'll Hasaranga is going to get some good crores yaar.
29 crore. I see Adil Rashid going over there. I think Adil Rashid को लेने की पूरी कोशिश करेंगे.
Yeah.
So spinners will be the steal this season right now for each करोड़ों में जाएंगे spinners.
For a lot of
भाई डालना है, अभी भी टाइम है.
I don't have time for IPL, man.
You know what
Right.
will be funny if
Yeah.
RCB are not able to land up a quality spinner. कि आपने चहल को भी जाने दिया, हसरंगा को भी जाने दिया, क्योंकि आपके पास लिटरली 3 स्पिनर हैं यार.
आपने दिया,
हाँ,
आपने जैम्पा को भी जाने दिया.
जैम्पा तो चलो छोड़ दो, वो पहले ही जाने दिया था. बट माय पॉइंट इज कि if they are not able to land in any of these three, Adil, Mujib and हसरंगा, अगर इन टीमें कितनी सारी हैं, किन किन को स्पिनर्स चाहिए? एमआई को चाहिए, पंजाब को चाहिए, राजस्थान को नहीं चाहिए, आरसीबी को चाहिए, एसआरएच को चाहिए. 3 स्पिनर है, 5 टीमों को चाहिए. There goes your 12 crores. 12 crores का bet.
Mujib has played for Punjab, right?
Sorry?
Mujib has played for Punjab before.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Kings 11.
Kings 11, yeah. So
No, but he can go back. Probably could they can always take him back. So
Okay.
but
Quick.
my point is कि 5 टीमें हैं and 3 स्पिनर हैं.
Okay, Jimmy, quickly, last team, Delhi Capitals, total budget of they have 28.95 crores, 9 slots in which they have 4 overseas players. More or less, इनकी जो lineup है वो तो settled ही है. What do you have to say, Jimmy?
Again, I mean, look, they need another keeper for sure. I mean, look, Rishabh Pant, he might come back, but there's no guarantee. तो सबसे पहले इनको ऋषभ पंत का रिप्लेसमेंट सोचना पड़ेगा. आप ये नहीं सोच सकते हो कि अच्छा he'll come back in 1 month. Let's assume he doesn't come back. They have to be thinking that way, right? They need a top order keeper. They had Phil Salt. I think he's been released. Phil Salt, recency bias, just got 100. कौन?
Josh Inglis.
Josh Inglis is another guy. You know, he got that 100. Again, it's this World Cup में जो चला. Again, Sri Lankans do not do well, but Kusal Mendes is a dynamite pick. I know he won't go for big bucks, but he's had a tremendous, he's got runs against India. So ये players जो opening करते हैं, जो 3 करते हैं, Kusal Mendes, I know he won't go for big bucks, but to my mind, a team like Delhi, I would snap him up, because Steve Smith उनके लिए नहीं चले, Robin Powell उनके लिए नहीं चले, Riley Russo उनके लिए नहीं चले. They're coming off a long phase where their overseas players haven't done well. I would have loved to see them persist with Phil Salt. I think he'll do well.
How much money do they have?
They have 28.95.
Josh Inglis is a good name.
They will go hard for Travis and give them too much.
Yeah.
बंदे को फील्डिंग नहीं कराते वो लोग, इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर की तरह यूज करते हैं. They will go hard for Travis Head. They will corner Travis Head at the top and then Mitchell Marsh to follow.
सही बात है.
They will go hard for Travis Head.
For wicket keeping, they still have Abhishek Porel in the squad. So
yeah, but they still need a backup. Porel is not going to see. You still need a backup. There is not going to be. They have the option of going for KS Bharat, Kusal Mendes. ये 2 आपके cheap options हैं. हो सकता है किसी को junior batch से भी उठा सकते हैं. I don't have the entire list. I just have 50 names in front of me. जो top 50 names है, मैं उसमें से बोल रहा हूँ. So they will pick somebody as a backup keeper for sure this time. Yeah. But what they need, problem सिर्फ उनके उसमें नहीं थी कि ऋषभ पंत available नहीं थे. The problem was also they did not have somebody to replace Prithvi Shaw. And that's वहाँ पे कुछ change नहीं होने वाला है. He's not going to be able to field again.
Yeah.
They will go hard for Travis Head.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
चलिए, तो जिस सेशन का सिर्फ इतना है कि स्पिनर्स आर गोइंग टू गेट द बिग बक्स और दिल्ली कैपिटल्स को एक कीपर की जरूरत है. वेल, थैंक यू गाइस, थैंक यू फॉर जॉइनिंग दिस लाइव सेशन. इसको यहीं एंड करेंगे क्योंकि हमें और बहुत सारी बातें करनी है और थोड़ा सा टाइम रह गया आईपीएल ऑक्शन के लिए, आईपीएल 2024 ऑक्शन के लिए. तो जाएंगे, वो एंजॉय करेंगे. वेल, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग मी इन दिस सेशन. लवली चैटिंग विद यू एज ऑलवेज.
फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट. फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।
Hello and welcome to Cricket Next. मैं हूं सौम्य कपूर और 19 दिसंबर is a big day. It's IPL 2024 auction day और more than 300 players are going to go under the hammer. Well, इसके बारे में बात करेंगे ताउस रिजवी, जेमी ऑल्टर और चेतन नरूला से इस लाइव सेशन में। और क्या पर्सेस हैं, कौन कौन से प्लेयर्स हैं और कौन कौन से प्लेयर्स पे फोकस रहेगा, ये सारी हम बातें करेंगे। बस उससे पहले वेलकम टू क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट ऑल ऑफ यू। जेमी, आई विल स्टार्ट विद यू। वी हैव बीन टॉकिंग अबाउट द पर्सेस। सीएसके और जीटी की मैं बात करूंगा, जो उनके रिक्वायरमेंट्स है। 31.4 करोड़ का पर्स है सीएसके के पास। व्हाट डू यू थिंक, हु कैन बी द प्लेयर्स दे विल बी फोकसिंग ऑन?
यार it's an interesting one because it depends कि इन दोनों franchise को क्या चाहिए. Like we were discussing before the show started, will CSK want to go for another keeper? I mean, we know कि Dhoni is the best keeper, but he's 43. You never know. I mean, it's with each passing year. मेरे ख्याल से पिछले 3 साल से कम हम लोग कह रहे हैं यार कि धोनी का आखिरी साल होगा. What happens if he gets injured? So definitely that's one thing. So again, I was going through the list, the long list, in fact, of all the players. Maybe I'm still stuck on, and it's strange that exactly a month from that disaster of the World Cup, maybe I've still not recovered from the abject failure of the team. But going to that list, 2-3 नाम को छोड़ के मुझे personally, and I know I'll be proven wrong tomorrow, मुझे personally 2-3 नाम से ज्यादा लगा नहीं कोई player is going to break the bank like we've seen. Maybe this will be a more sobering IPL in the sense that यार Sam Curran के लिए इतने पैसे गए, क्या किया? It's a small auction, but small auctions have thrown up some surprises. But you're asking me about 2 franchises. आप मुझे कोई भी franchise को लेकर पूछो कुछ, I still don't see, barring 2-3 names, any player. Rachin Ravindra is one name who I expect to go. Teams will go for, क्योंकि ओपनिंग कर सकते हैं, 3 पे खेल सकते हैं, फिनिशर बन सकते हैं, बढ़िया फील्डर है, अच्छे खासे स्पिनर भी है. But in the past, there have been a lot of such overseas names who haven't gone for that. So it's one of those strange auctions where personally, खुद की बात करूं, I cannot tell you right now. We talk about top 5. I can't even name 5 players who I think are going to get big bucks. So very, very keen to see कि कल होगा क्या.
I'm talking about Gujarat Titans, Jamie. They have a good budget, 38.15 crores, and they just need to fill up 7 slots, if I'm not mistaken. तो पैसे हैं, budget अच्छा है. Can they go big on someone, because we have been talking about कि उनके पास एक overseas fast bowler का slot खाली है, क्योंकि वहाँ पे सिर्फ उनके पास जॉश लिटिल है. तो can they go big on someone like a Pat Cummins probably?
Look, they're going to have to. It's not just about the apps. I mean, look, if Mohammad Shami and Mohit Sharma are your main fast bowlers, you're not going to win a title with these guys. हो गया एक बार, और Mohit Sharma, hats off to him for taking all those wickets. दोबारा करने के chances बहुत कम है. And then, like you mentioned, अगर Josh Little आपका main overseas bowler है, तो of course you're going to go. Also, you need to find a replacement for Hardik Pandya, right? Hardik Pandya's gone. अब आपके पास पैसे बहुत हैं, but it's not just one fast bowler. They're also going to look for an all-rounder. Pat Cummins, हालांकि उनके T20 आंकड़े इतने अच्छे नहीं है, and I think he'd be the first to admit that he didn't live up to his standards in regards to the couple of years that he did service for KKR. But if you want one bowler who touches everything and it becomes gold, it's Pat Cummins. He's won the WTC, he's won the IPL, the World Cup, bowled brilliantly. So, because, like I was saying, auctions are very strange. You might look at Pat Cummins and say, "Arey, kya karta hai? 2 seasons se bowling nahi chali." Okay, he's got a 14-ball 50. But maybe a team that wants a leader, someone inspirational, someone like a Gujarat, there's a captaincy vacuum there. They might go for someone like Pat Cummins just because, like I said, whatever that man touches this year, it turns to gold. So definitely, I think a team like Gujarat should be going for someone like Pat Cummins.
And Chetan bhai, contrasting things here for LSG. LSG के पास budget उतना ज़्यादा नहीं है, but they have some slots to fill, right? तो क्या लगता है, how are they going to go for it? They have just a budget of 13.15 crores.
I think LSG. Can we have the squad for LSG? Is there a slide for the squad for LSG?
I'll just read out.
नहीं, it's okay. मेरे पास खुला हुआ है. I don't think उनको इतना कुछ करने की जरूरत है. So I mean, if you look at it, they got Devdutt Padikkal. ठीक है, हम बात करते हैं कि उनके जो कौन मेन प्लेयर्स होने वाले हैं. काइल मायर्स हैं उनके पास, देवदत्त पाडिक्कल हैं, क्विंटन कॉक हैं, ये आपका स्टॉइनस है उनके पास निकोलस पूरन है. आप देखिए उनका मिडिल ऑर्डर, मेरे ख्याल से उनको एक बैट्समैन चाहिए जो टॉप 4 में स्लॉट हो सके. लेकिन अब वहां पे भी ये चीज है कि केएल राहुल नीचे मिडिल ऑर्डर में आ रहे हैं. सो दे हैव देवदत्त पाडिक्कल हु कैन स्लॉट इन एट द टॉप. अगर हम उनके गेंदबाजों की बात करें, मार्क वुड, ही इज बीन ट्रेमेंडस फॉर देम. रवि बिश्नोई, ही इज बीन ट्रेमेंडस फॉर देम. नवीन उल हक हैज बीन ग्रेट फॉर देम. So from that aspect also, I think they are pretty much settled in that sense. यश ठाकुर और मोहसिन खान, उन्होंने भी अच्छा परफॉर्मेंसेस दिया है उसके लिए. मेरे हिसाब से they are pretty much a settled side in terms of what they have और किस तरीके से वो उसको इस्तेमाल करेंगे. तो उनका जो बजट है, आई एम नॉट वेरी वरिड अबाउट इट. आई थिंक दे स्पेंड वेरी नाइसली. आई थिंक अब अगर आप जब देवदत्त पाडिक्कल ने ज्वाइन किया था एलएसजी, इट डिड नॉट मेक सेंस. क्यों? क्योंकि केएल राहुल भी हैं वहाँ पे, क्विंटन डिकॉक भी हैं, काइल मायर्स भी हैं और दीपक हुडा भी हैं, आयुष बदोनी भी हैं. इफ यू लुक एट इट नाउ, केएल राहुल slots in the middle. It is suddenly a much more balanced middle order. It is suddenly a much more balanced top order with Devdutt Padikkal slotting in that top 3. You know, so I don't think they need to do a lot. Maybe अगर मैं प्लेयर्स की लिस्ट देखूं तो यहाँ पे एक दो प्लेयर्स जो हैं, जैसा मैंने कहा कि उनको इंडियन प्लेयर्स चाहिए. आई डोंट थिंक उनको ओवरसीज प्लेयर की इस समय जरूरत है. You know, how many overseas slots do they have remaining?
They have two left.
2. So I don't think they want, and 13 crores mein they might pick up an Adil Rashid maybe, or not for 13 crores obviously, for a lower amount. So it just depends कि क्या करना चाहेंगे. ये याद रखिए, उन्होंने राशिद खान को लेने की बहुत भरपूर कोशिश की थी, but Rashid Khan had already signed up with GT. So that's why Lucknow did not get Rashid Khan. लेकिन मुजीब available है इस बार. So will they make a play for Mujib? That is something that I want to see. But again, क्या करेंगे वो मुजीब को लेके? Because अगर आप मुजीब को ले लेंगे, then Ravi Bishnoi is your prime spinner. तो फिर आपका एक ओवरसीज बैट्समैन जो है काइल मायर्स, आप 3 प्लेयर्स खिला रहे हैं, आपके पास स्टॉइनस भी हैं. Last year they had trouble balancing out their overseas players. Quinton de Kock did not play a lot of the IPL. So I don't think उनको इतनी नेसेसिटी है ओवरसीज प्लेयर्स की. लेकिन अगर मैं देखूं कि इंडियन प्लेयर्स कौन-कौन से उनको जरूरत पड़ सकती है. They could go for somebody like a Manish Pandey, they could go for somebody like a Karun Nair. I'm not saying कि उनको एक प्राइमरी बैट्समैन चाहिए, उनको एक बैकअप चाहिए. ठीक है. जेमी ने कहा कि he doesn't see a few players going big price. I can name at least 3-4 जिन पे पानी की तरह पैसा बहने वाला है. And I'm not just talking about LSG here. You have शार्दुल ठाकुर. ठीक है. He's an all-rounder. ठीक है. T20 क्रिकेट में उनको नंबर 6 या 7 पे आके बल्ला घुमाना है, and he can bowl 3 to 4 overs. He's going to go for big money. Harshal Patel, tapped Indian player, again big money. ठीक है. He can be a death bowler. I think Chennai will like to spend on Harshal Patel. उसका reason ये है because he likes to bowl only slower deliveries. उनको slower delivery के अलावा कुछ नहीं आता है. And if you're playing in Chennai with those pitches, Harshal Patel is going to be a handful with the Chennai pitches. So Chennai might make a big play for him. Now, Shardul, MS Dhoni is a huge fan of Shardul Thakur. He might make a big play for him. एक फास्ट बॉलर जो मैं देख रहा हूँ, मिचेल स्टार्क. If he actually is serious about playing, okay, मेरे को बस यही देखना है कि ये बहुत बार हुआ है. He puts in his name, gets a bid, gets a good team, and then he pulls out 2 months later. ठीक है. इस बार I don't see a reason for him to pull out. If he's actually serious, and it's not just me talking, the other everybody in those franchises sitting on those tables, they need to believe कि Mitchell Stark is actually going to be available. ये हमारा पैसा नहीं बर्बाद करवाएगा. 7-8 करोड़ आराम से इनको मिल जाएंगे if he's actually serious about it. Pat Cummins, I think he might end up being the most expensive player. ठीक है, we might
Overseas or overall? Overseas or overall?
overall.
Overall.
He has that. I don't see any other player who can beat Pat Cummins. ठीक है?
Yeah.
He's an all-rounder. He's an overseas player. He brings the captaincy thing. From that perspective, Rachin Ravindra is there. You know, he has the World Cup thing coming in, but he didn't play in a T20 style. He's unknown in that sense. Plus his bowling. Rachin Ravindra's bowling was okay.
It's
So,
average.
yeah. Well, he's left-hand spin, but he didn't satellite the World Cup. The World Cup unhone headlines was not because of his spin bowling. It was because of his batting. So I still think Pat Cummins could really light up the auctions. I'm thinking 15 crores easy.
Okay.
Somebody like a GT will be very happy to get him. Maybe a Delhi Capitals might be very happy to get him. KKR might again go for him. But again, KKR के साथ issue ये है कि KKR फंसा हुआ है Andre Russell और सुनील नारायण में. I think it is stupidity to keep on retaining them year after year. I think उनसे returns अब नहीं आ रहे हैं. It's diminishing returns from them. So yeah, but LSG के my last point on LSG is they don't need those overseas players. Maybe they need an Indian bowler. They might go in for Marshall. They might go in for a backup Indian batsman. That's something you have.
Okay, Chetan bhai just mentioned about KKR. You know, now KKR has
32 crores.
32 crores with 12 slots left and overseas 4 overseas slots left. You know, who do you think can be their pick? And I have a comment from Jason here. There's something.
Who's it? कोई चलो.
Taus bhai. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Perfect. So I have a comment here from Jason. I have a question. In fact, can Lance Morris attract the bidders? So do you think KKR might go for it? Because unka captaincy, vice captaincy, everything is sorted right now. So probably they can just being different about this. Can he be the one?
KKR is the second most team to have the biggest purse, and I think they lack most of the pieces. KKR, I was just looking at the squad. इसमें मतलब कम से कम प्लेयर्स है तो उनको अगर चूज करने में कितनी आसानी होगी अगर वो भरे नहीं. But then I agree with चेतन भाई कि भाई they have been persisting with these सुनील नरेन and Andre Russell, but उनको उसके आगे दिखता ही नहीं है रोड. उनको रोड मैप क्लियर दिख रहा है. Luckily गौतम गंभीर वापस आए हैं तो शायद everything will be sorted out. There will be much clearer picture because I mean, if you don't have a senior guy in the squad, somebody who has been there, who's played a lot of IPL, which Gautam Gambhir has, like how an MS Dhoni was, or maybe is for CSK, or maybe Rohit Sharma for Mumbai Indians. तो वो गाइडेंस वो बीच में चला गया था. एक बार गौतम गंभीर चले गए थे, कप्तानी से रिटायरमेंट ले लिए थे, फिर डीसी चले गए थे. तो बहुत उनके पास मतलब they have got the purse. They have to fill in the spots. A few spots are left. तो मुझे लगता है कि देखिए इंडियन प्लेयर्स से भरे नहीं पड़े. फॉरेन प्लेयर्स मिक्स है. इंडियन प्लेयर्स वेंकटेश अय्यर, आई मीन जिस तरह से प्रॉमिस डिलीवर किए थे वो कंटिन्यूटी नहीं मिल पाई है उनको. आप देखेंगे या वरुण चक्रवर्ती जो प्रॉमिस हैं, जो मतलब जिस तरह दे कैन द पोटेंशियल दैट दे हैव, वो डिलीवर नहीं कर पाए है वो लेवल पे एक्सपेक्टेशन पे. बट देन गुड दैट हर्षित राणा, these guys, so good they persisted with the Indian talent. But Lance Morris, I mean देखिए अब इनके आगे सोचते नहीं है अंद्रे रसेल या सुनील नरेन के. तो I mean how would you utilize this guy? How would you I mean कहाँ पे इम्प्लीमेंट करेंगे? क्योंकि आपके पास एक टॉप ऑर्डर बैट्समैन भी है फॉरेन, रहमानुल्लाह गुरबाज. तो आपको लिमिटेड है 4 स्पॉट की जगह है फॉरेनर्स की. आप वो किस तरह से यूटिलाइज करेंगे, किस तरह से. See, Gerald Quadzi will also be an expensive player. See, यही सब these kind of players, they'll attract bid like Mitchell Stark and Gerald Quadzi or maybe Pat Cummins. ये ऑलराउंडर्स का स्पॉट बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट होता है आईपीएल के फॉर्मेट में. ये खास करके हार्दिक पांड्या चले गए मुंबई इंडियंस में, बहुत ज्यादा वैक्यूम हो गया. वो भी विजय शंकर को शायद एक स्टेटस उनका बढ़ जाए वहां पर गुजरात टाइटंस में. बट देन हाँ मतलब KKR is something they have to work upon. They'll sit down. गौतम गंभीर राह दिखाएंगे. वो क्या राह दिखाएंगे मुझे लगता है अभी ऑलराउंडर की जरूरत नहीं KKR को. बट देन they need few more batsmen in the top order मिडिल ऑर्डर में और स्पिनर्स जो इफेक्ट कर सकते हैं.
Looking
That
at
is
the
something
at the squad, Jimmy of KKR squad, I mean, you don't really have a experienced fast bowler, right? Vaibhav Arora is there, Harshit Rana is there, Venkatesh medium pacer, Andrew Russell of course is there, but medium pacer. A proper fast bowler who is experienced as well in this format, they need someone of that sort. Jimmy, your thoughts?
Look, they put a lot of time and money into Lockie Ferguson, right? But Lockie Ferguson only had that one good season. That was when the IPL took place in the UAE. Look at the IPL that happened in India. Lockie Ferguson really hasn't done anything. Pat Cummins was there for a while. He's had a couple 45, 50 plus run spells. So they've struggled. Mitchell Stark was one of the guys which they had, and he also vanished. So um, yes, Gerard Coetzee could be someone that they invest in. But again, with KKR, I'm surprised that that team has not won more titles. They often assemble smart units, but something, I mean, I go back to what Chetan said. If you're still depending on Andre Russell and Sunil Narayan in 2024, God help you. So I just don't know. I mean, I would assume, yes, if they have a vacancy for fast bowlers, they might chase someone like a Kutsia, but many, many great players have gone through the KKR corridors and have actually come out worse. So that's a franchise which remains somewhat suspect to me.
Yeah. Okay. Chintan bhai, coming to the big one, Mumbai Indians, जिसने सबसे बड़ा न्यूज दिया ahead of the auctions. What do you make of this? Because अगर उनका पर्स हम देखें, पर्स उतना ज्यादा नहीं है, 17.75 crores. They have some slots to fill, right? यहाँ पे slot fill up करना पड़ेगा. Will they go to the uncapped players, Indian uncapped जो players हैं, या they would want someone of someone like a Gerard Coetzee, क्योंकि कैमरन ग्रीन के साथ उनका उतना अच्छा नहीं एक बैठा, and he has now shifted to RCB. So do you think they can go for someone like
कैमरन ग्रीन के साथ उनके साथ सब बैठ गया था, उनको एडजस्ट करना था. हार्दिक पांड्या का पर्स एडजस्ट करना था. Wait and watch how RCB waste Cameron Green this year, and then next year he'll be back in the mega auction, and MI will get him back.
Yeah.
Cameron Green, see, आप देखो कि उनके अभी forget Cameron Green for a moment. जैसा मैंने बताया, Cameron Green they got rid of because they needed to fit in Hardik Pandya's 15 crores. Okay.
Yeah.
अब आप ये देखो कि कैमरन ग्रीन को हटा के एक फायदा हुआ है कि सबसे बड़ी बात उनका एक ओवरसीज स्लॉट फ्री हो गया. ठीक है. इनको जरूरत किस चीज की है? आप बैटिंग में देखो, इनको बैटिंग में इतनी जरूरत नहीं है. ठीक है. आप कैमरन ग्रीन को नहीं खिला रहे तो आप जस्टिन स्टब्स को लगा सकते हो, डेवॉल्ट ब्रेविस को. लास्ट ईयर ब्रेविस डिड नॉट प्ले एट ऑल, and he's considered to be, and then obviously there is Tristan
Stubbs is in the auctions. Stubbs
in the auction.
He's released, I guess. Anyway, so they still have Tim David. ठीक है. उनके पास वो फिनिशर रोल करने के लिए टिम डेविड है. ठीक है. They can give जो कैमरन ग्रीन का स्लॉट है वो डेवॉल्ट ब्रेविस को दे सकते हैं. तिलक वर्मा है, निहाल वधेरा ने पिछले साल बहुत अच्छा किया था. So in a way they have Rohit Sharma, and now they have Hardik Pandya. ठीक है. To fit in those slots. So batting में उनको इतना ज्यादा नहीं है. Maybe they need an all-rounder who can again come in at 4, 5, 6, depending on how they are looking at, what is the opening combination going to be. Who's Surya might slot in at 3, Hardik might slot in at 4. What they need to look at is obviously Ishan Kishan bhi hai, so they could open with Ishan Kishan and Rohit and then slot in the other wides. I think main चीज जो उनको देखनी है is fast bowling. मुंबई का हमेशा से एक टेम्पलेट था, you play your 3 fast bowlers and then you have 2 good quality spinners. वो चीज उनके पास नहीं है जो हमने पिछले 2 साल में देखी है. They don't have good quality spinners and they don't have good quality fast bowlers. एक बुमराह को अगर आप छोड़ दो, आपकी टीम में अभी भी स्क्वाड में पीयूष चावला दिखाई दे रहा है, which means there is something wrong there. तो अब आप देखो कि जो प्राइमरी लिस्ट है उसमें फास्ट बॉलर कौन है. मिचेल स्टार्क, I think they would love to have Mitchell Stark, but again, is he going to be available? तो दूसरे जो फास्ट बॉलर हैं, Gerald Coetzee. I think Gerald Coetzee, Mumbai Indians, I think Mumbai Indians will go after Gerald Coetzee really, really happily. उसके अलावा आपके पास options हैं. You have somebody like an Umesh Yadav. Again, as a backup bowler, you can use him as an option. You have different options you can play around with. आपके पास Jason Behrendorff है. स्पिन में आपके पास क्या ऑप्शन है? आप ये देखो, मुजीब इज एन ऑप्शन. but वो एक आपका overseas slot लेता है. Shivam Mavi is an option. Chetan Sakaria is an option. You know, आप bowlers की तरफ जाओ, spin and pace. जो आपको primary वहाँ पे players दिखाई देंगे, आप उस तरफ जाओ. आप ये भूल जाओ कि they are going to go for big names in batting. They don't have the purse. Their main thing right now will be bowling. कैसे वो अपना spin करें. मुझे कोई Indian spinner नहीं दिख रहा है, कोई बड़ा नाम नहीं दिख रहा है. So they will struggle there. So maybe they will want to bring an overseas pick over there, and maybe bring another overseas fast bowler, and then get a couple, you know, Indian names. Shardul comes to mind. Umesh comes to mind. Shardul will actually be a very good buy for them because वो number 7, number 8 पे they can have somebody who bats and can bowl 3-4 overs. You know, and Mumbai के pitch पे आपको कोई मिल जाएगा जो variation करा सकता है, कुछ करा सकता है. So you never know. I don't think they will go for Harshal Patel. Harshal Patel Wankhede में is a sitting duck. ठीक है. Most of the stadiums में he is a sitting duck. ठीक है. I think Chennai would be very interested in him. So Umesh, Mitchell Stark, Gerald Kudzia, Shivam Mavi. I think Shivam Mavi में उनका बहुत interest रहेगा because he's young. You know, उसको आप develop कर सकते हो. He's been hit with injuries. Otherwise, he's been a decent performer. ठीक है. तो they will want to reinforce their bowling. Sadly, I don't think they have many options in spin. But they would want to go for good reinforcements in pace.
ताउस भाई यहाँ पर जो पर्स है, जिस तरीके का पर्स है ऑलराउंडर से हटके, क्योंकि इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर यू डू हैव इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर एज वेल, तो क्या एक स्पेसिफिक रोल के लिए आप प्लेयर्स पिक कर सकते हैं? यू नो समवन लाइक ऑब्वियसली जैसे चेतन भाई ने बोला उमेश यादव, क्या आप उन्हें सिर्फ 2 या 3 या 4 ओवर डलवाने के लिए आप पिक कर सकते हैं? डू यू थिंक वो भी माइंड में होगा कहीं ना कहीं कि ऑलराउंडर्स पे उतना पैसा खर्चने की शायद अभी जरूरत है नहीं?
हो सकता है ये यार, दैट कुड बी वन ऑफ द थिंग्स दैट द फ्रैंचाइज मस्ट बी थिंकिंग यार. इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर रूल्स, बट देन वो एडवांटेज एक ले आता है ना ऑलराउंडर, एक सर्टेन लाइक इफ ही इज अ रियली बिग ऑलराउंडर. छोटे मोटे ऑलराउंडर पे खर्चा नहीं होगा यहाँ पर कि यार एक छोटे लोकल अनकैप प्लेयर कोई ऑलराउंडर है तो उसको ले लिया करोड़ों रुपए में, लाखों रुपए में. तो मुझे लगता नहीं ऐसा कुछ होगा. चेतन यू थिंक?
Yeah, I just want to add, अभी मैंने उनका स्क्वाड देखा है पूरा. कैमरन ग्रीन के जाने से ये हुआ है कि the only confirmed overseas slot for Mumbai is Tim David. आप डेवॉल्ट ब्रेविस को खिलाना चाहेंगे, great, that takes your other spot. You still have 2 overseas spots left. तो आप एक पेसर और एक स्पिनर बड़े आराम से खिला सकते हैं. और अगर आप डेवॉल्ट ब्रेविस को हटा देंगे, then you can have even options. So I think they will make a play for it. आदिल रशीद हैं, मुजीब हैं, जेराल्ड कुद्सिया, मिचेल स्टार्क, इन चारों पे उनकी नजर रहेगी. साथ में they will also have an eye on backup options like Shardul and Umesh Yadav. I think Umesh might get a buy, Shivam Mavi. So from that perspective, I think they will go bowler heavy. Though overseas picks in spin and pace, they will definitely go for.
Can they go for Pat Cummins? This I'll take from Jimmy. Jimmy, can Mumbai just think of Pat Cummins?
Look, they could go for Pat Cummins. Like I said, you know, I mean, he's got terrific form. He's got some confidence around him. You might lead in the leadership, but again, Rohit Sharma is. Let's not forget, Rohit Sharma is not going anywhere. So, आपके पास Hardik Pandya or Rohit Sharma. More than that, I think someone like a Dilshan Madhushanka, whose base price is just 50, third highest wicket taker in the World Cup. That ball he bowled at the Wankhede to Rohit Sharma. Exactly. So I'll tell you why. Now, traditionally, Sri Lankan fast bowlers have not done much, but you have the fact that he bowled Rohit Sharma. लोग अभी भी याद है, और पिछले साल T20 World Cup में, T20 Asia Cup में, the ball he bowled to Virat Kohli. So you've got the wickets which still are in the mind of many fans. Bowled Virat Kohli, bowled Rohit Sharma. Recency bias, 18 wickets. You know, at one point for about 10 days, he was the leading wicket taker. You know, now what Dhoni has done with Pathirana, people are going, you know what, this guy's only 50 lakhs. He might not be a Pathirana. He's actually better. Doesn't have the aura of CSK/Dhoni around him. But many captains might be like, जो धोनी ने उठा के Pathirana को इतना बेहतरीन, and look, Pathirana helped them win the title this year. Madhushanka, I'm not saying he's going to go for big money, but someone like him, 50 lakhs, if he goes for 5-6 crores, that's a steal deal because he's in people's, he's in the memory right now.
Yes.
And let's not forget, Malinga has gone back as the bowling coach of Mumbai Indians. And Malinga is now
there you go.
Bench.
And exactly, now sorry, it just came to mind. It didn't prove to be a smart buy, But Mumbai Indians had Jofra Archer, Riley Meredith, and I think Jai Ritson. All of them at some point were on their rosters. So a team that doesn't mind spending big bucks on 3 overseas fast bowlers, this guy on our screen, for me, he's a shoe-in.
No,
And now when you mentioned the Malinga factor.
And they could also go for Vanindu Hasaranga क्योंकि आपको एक spinner मिल गया and he's a good
There
spinner.
you go. There you go.
Spinner and he's a decent bat as well. 7-8 के लिए he's a pretty decent bat.
Yeah.
Pat Cummins
Correct,
might
correct.
be very, very expensive. Hasaranga might not be that expensive this time around. There's a reason why RCB released him because he was proving to be really expensive at 10 crores.
Yeah.
ऐसा नहीं है कि RCB might not go back for Hasaranga. They might try to get him for 7 crores. एक ये भी strategy रहती है teams की जब आप players को release करते हो कि जो player 10 करोड़ में है, शार्दुल ठाकुर इतने महंगे गए थे, I think 14 crores पे गए थे. There's a strategy. KKR might go back for Shardul. So KKR did not buy Shardul. KKR traded Shardul from Delhi, and Delhi got 14 crores में Shardul. And why didn't CSK go for Shardul again? क्योंकि उनके पास 14 करोड़ बचा ही नहीं थे. 14 crores was proving to be a big amount for Shardul.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he will go for 10 crores plus easily. But 10 or 14 में भी 4 crore का difference है in such an auction. So I think price correction होगा, and that happens a lot in these mini auctions, to be honest. And some of the players might just come down from their previous buy. Hasaranga for a 7 crore is a decent buy.
The way he's, whatever he brings to the table, he can bat. You're pretty right on that part. He bats really well in that 7-8 position.
Yeah. And how many overseas slots have Mumbai left? I think they have a lot of overseas slots left.
They do.
Yeah, they have 4 overseas slots left.
Easy. So they can pick 3 first team players in those 4 overseas slots. क्योंकि आप देखो, उनके पास बेहरेनडॉर्फ है, उनके पास रोमारियो शेपर्ड है, ठीक है? And they have obviously they have Tim David and Devol Brevis. So again, only one Tim David is confirmed starter for them. None of the others are confirmed starters at the moment.
And you don't need Devol Brevis, right? You look at Rohit, Ishan Kishan, Suryakumar Yadav, your top, Hardik Pandya, Tim David, your top six is bloody brilliant. You can afford. I'm not saying they'll get Kutsia, Madhushanka, and Hasaranga, but one of those 2 fast bowlers and Hasaranga on the Wankhede track as opposed to RCB Chinnaswamy, that's a very good option to get.
Yeah. No. So Devol Brevis, they can obviously, bench him. They have an option
correct,
of not
correct.
Devol Brevis because they have Vadhera, they have Tilak Verma, they have Ishan Kishan. Pandya is also
they need
there.
bowling more, basically. You're saying
they need bowling more. So
उनको
Mujib, Hasaranga और Adil Rashid में से एक spinner चाहिए. ठीक है?
Correct.
That's your one overseas slot, and then you need 2 pacers because they are a pace-based franchisee more often than not. So Mitchell Stark, Gerard Kutsia, Madhushanka, in 3 में से they can easily go for 1, and then they can go for 1 backup. So it just depends really what they're trying to do.
Yeah. Okay. Tauzai, coming to one of my favorite franchises, जिसके पास ट्रॉफी नहीं है लेकिन फैंस बहुत हैं, रॉयल चैलेंजर्स बैंगलोर. जोक्स अपार्ट, उनके पास बर्थ अच्छा है and उनके पास slots काफी filled up हैं. They can go for some Indian players, right? For the first time in the history of IPL, RCB के पास एक स्पेस है जहां वो कहीं ना कहीं इंडियन यंगस्टर्स को ग्रूम करने का एक रिस्पांसिबिलिटी उठा सकते हैं. What do you have to say about that? They have. I'll just read out the purse. They have 23.25 crores. Slots, 6 slots left and 3 overseas out of that.
Absolutely, or best time to groom under Virat Kohli. But then important, they have some good players.
Yeah.
Glenn Maxwell, Virat. Look at the lineup: Rajat, Dinesh Karthik. Oh wow, Siraj, Rishi, Topley. तो इंडियन कैमरन ग्रीन, इतने बड़े बड़े प्लेयर्स होने के बाद तो इंडियन प्लेयर्स है उनके पास ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं है, बिल्कुल भी है उनके पास बहुत सारा ऐसा कॉम्बिनेशन अच्छा है, लाइनअप अच्छा है, बट देन वो ब्रेक करना उनका जो हिस्ट्री चले आ रहा है लेगेसी हारने का, उनको टाइटल जाके जीतने का वो इम्पोर्टेंट है. कोई भी प्लेयर्स ले बड़ा राइट नाउ. कैमरन ग्रीन इज अ बिग जैकपॉट. आई एग्री विद दिस गाय रवि शंकर. इंडियन प्लेयर्स पे अभी स्ट्रेस करके फायदा क्या, कितना 13 करोड़ यू सेड?
23 crores, 23.25.
23.25. तो अभी दे कैन बाय सम टैलेंटेड यंगस्टर्स जिनके जो परफॉर्म डिलीवर किए हैं, विजय हजारे, मुश्ताक अली में, अनकैप्ड प्लेयर आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट. विल दे गो फॉर शाहरुख खान राइट नाउ? ही इज द मोस्ट सॉफ्ट आफ्टर प्लेयर. और जेमी भाई
Do you
Shah Rukh Khan,
really?
do you need that guy? Or maybe they have Glenn Maxwell for that role.
भाई एक ही शाहरुख खान इस महीने चलने वाले हैं, वो जिनकी फिल्म आ रही है डंकी, ठीक है, बाकी ये दूसरे जो शाहरुख खान है, I mean, I engaged with someone on Twitter this afternoon. I mean, what no offense, he won TNPL, that smack some years ago. Look at his numbers. The guy averaged like 8 in this year's smack. He averaged not much in the Vijay Hazare. Okay, striker was 190, but I mean, you talk about overrated players. I mean, no offense, but that guy on the screen, I mean, again, auctions have proven bizarre. Sometimes they look at what someone can do, but if you want someone who has not done anything across IPL seasons, there's the man on the screen. I don't know which franchise would go for him.
RCB.
But चेतन भाई यहाँ पे
Obviously,
यार मैं थोड़ा आपका क्रिकेटिंग एक्सपर्टीज लेना चाहूंगा। आरसीबी का स्क्वाड देखें, आप जितना इतना अच्छा स्माइल और स्मॉग दे रहे हो ना यार, मेरे को, मैं बहुत वेट कर रहा था आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछने के लिए। Do they really need Shah Rukh Khan in that lineup? I mean, if you just look at the squad, right? You have Faf, Virat, Rajat Patidar, Suyash Prabhudesai, DK, Glenn Maxwell. I mean, you don't even need him.
It's not about need, it's about कि आप देखो क्या होता है कि let's not talk about कि whether they need Shah Rukh Khan. Let's talk about the fact, do they need a finisher? Shah Rukh Khan का और कोई रोल नहीं है, आप उनको और कोई रोल दोगे तो चलेगा नहीं। एंड आरसीबी का बैटिंग लाइनअप फिक्स्ड है, ठीक है, Faf and Virat, then you have Rajat Patidar, and then you have Glenn Maxwell, and then you have Cameron Green, which is stupidity in itself, क्योंकि आप Cameron Green को नंबर 5 पे खिलाओगे, रजत पाटीदार को नंबर 5 पे आप नहीं खिला सकते। They're going to try that, eventually they will try that, but again वो सेम चीज हो जाएगी जब टॉप 4 हैवी हुआ करते थे आरसीबी के और फिर बॉटम में कोई नहीं होता था, एंड देन दे विल डिपेंड। द पॉइंट इज, कैन यू डिपेंड जस्ट ऑन दिनेश कार्तिक टू फिनिश? और हमने देखा है पिछले 2 सीजन में, एक सीजन वो चले जब T20 वर्ल्ड कप की सिलेक्शन दाव पे थी और उनको डिज्नीलैंड की टिकट मिल गई, और लास्ट ईयर हमने देख लिया क्या हुआ, ही वाज नोवेयर। एंड आई डोंट एक्सपेक्ट मच फ्रॉम दिनेश कार्तिक, बिकॉज़ लेट्स बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, आई थिंक ही इज पुशिंग इट, आई थिंक ही इज वेरी वेरी, he should have retired already, to be very honest. I don't think, personally, that's my opinion, I don't think he is playing at that particular level. I'll be very happy to be proven wrong, but given the struggles that he had last year, you could see that he's well past his best. Or up, because you know what, T20 has evolved to such a degree कि आप सिर्फ एक फिनिशर का रोल नहीं निभा सकते at that level, जिस लेवल पे दिनेश कार्तिक का मैं कहूंगा स्टैचर है, या जिस जितना वो उनका कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल अमाउंट है। इफ यू हैव अ शाहरुख खान जिसको आप 2 करोड़ में उठा रहे हो ना, चलता है, he can be a finisher, not a Dinesh Karthik who is at that particular level of pay, and I'm sure he's does anybody remember how much he was bought for or retained for?
Shahrukh Khan?
No,
it is not less than 5 CR, I'm sure about that. So for that amount of money, you can't just be a finisher. कि आप 13th ओवर में बैटिंग करने आओगे तो you are at sea. So I think what RCB need is, what are their options for 5, 6 and 7? Forget Shah Rukh Khan for a moment. What are their options for 5, 6 and 7? What are their bowling options? क्योंकि they released Chahal, then they bought Bahasanga for 10.75 crores.
I have a comment. I have a comment.
Then they released Bahasanga, and then हर्षल पटेल भी नहीं है इस बार उनके पास। तो जब मैंने ये देखा कि उन्होंने दोनों हसरंगा और हर्षल पटेल को रिलीज कर दिया है, तो आई वाज लाइक, अरे वाह, दिस इज टिपिकल आरसीबी, कि व्हाट इज द प्लान हियर? सो दे हैव अ गुड पर्स, बट लाइक मुंबई इंडियंस, दे नीड टू गो बाय गुड बॉलर्स। आप इस टाइम देखो उनके पास, if your lead spinner is Karan Sharma and your lead pacer is Mohammad Siraj, and Mohammad Siraj is a good bowler, but his economy in IPL is 9.5. His economy last year was, I think, around 10 throughout the tournament. That's not a lead pacer. That cannot be a lead pacer. Okay, so yeah, I think they need bowlers. They've released both
the main players. Why Harry Brook? चेतन, वहाँ पे हम महिपाल लोमरो को भूल गए। हम महिपाल लोमरोड को
बैटिंग कहाँ कराओगे? हैरी ब्रुक को बेंच पे बैटिंग कराओगे? Anyway, my point is, but I can expect others from RCB कि एक mindless decision ले लो. But Andy Flower हैं इस बार वहाँ पे, so I'm thinking कि let's see वो क्या करते हैं, because he's not somebody who makes mindless decisions. They need bowlers. If they don't get bowlers, they will score 200 at Chinnaswamy. They will be chased down. पिछली बार the 200 targets were chased down in 19th and 20th over. This time they will be chased down in 16 overs given their bowling attack.
Because yeah, you're totally right on this, and Jamie, I'll come to you for that. अगर आप bowling attack देखें तो ये सारे जो pacers हैं, जो fast bowlers हैं, they leak runs, you know, from Siraj to Akashdeep to Vaishak as well. You know, Reece Topley, I'm not really sure who is.
Reece Topley also takes an overseas spot, na?
Yeah, he also takes
Reece Topley, आप Cameron Green, Glenn Maxwell, Faf और Reece को खिलाओगे तो बचा क्या उसके बाद? क्या रह क्या गया? और Indian spinner है नहीं auction list में. Has anybody seen an Indian spinner? या तो आप junior players में से उठाओगे. So they have no option but to go for either Adil, Mujib or Hasaranga again.
Yeah.
These are the three prime spinners in that list. Am I missing anyone? There is no Indian top quality Indian spinner in that list.
Yeah.
Hrithik Shauqeen is not. Sorry to say, Hrithik Shauqeen is not bigger than Adil, Hasaranga or Mujib. आप उस level के spinner की बात करो. There is no top dollar spinner Indian नहीं है. Top dollar spinner में सिर्फ ये तीन नाम हैं, मुजीब, आदिल and Hasaranga. So yeah. RCB has no option but to go again for one of these.
Our producer is saying RCB can go for one more bad decision. कितने बहुत time हो गया वेट करते करते.
रविशंकर ने तो बोल ही दिया ना, हैरी ब्रुक को ले लो. That will be the biggest. That will be the best decision.
Was you don't really have a pacer who can contain, right? Who can play that containing role.
तभी तो मैंने कहा कि इस बार अगर पिछले साल तक 200 रन जो उनके चेज होते थे उनके अगेंस्ट वो 19 और 20 में होते थे, 19वें ओवर में या 20वें ओवर में. इस बॉलिंग अटैक के साथ इस साल 15वें 16वें ओवर में 200 चेज हो जाएगा. So they really need bowlers.
Jamie, what are your thoughts? Need a containing bowler or Murugan Ashwin? Can they go for him?
Look, just because it's RCB, it's very tough to take this team seriously. They've had Tim Southee, they've had Chris Jordan, they've had Kyle Jamieson, they've had Colin de Grandhomme. I mean, Kyle Jamieson basically got 15 times what he thought of because he got Virat Kohli out in that 2020. I think Chetan must have been there on that 2021 tour. Virat Kohli बोला ये इसने मेरे को आउट किया यार, इसकी चलो इसको मेरे टीम में क्या उसने didn't score 50 runs across the whole season, and his bowling was atrocious. So RCB we can expect. But now, getting serious, I'm just looking at the options. You're talking about spinners. Ashton Agar nahi jayenge. Cas Ahmed nahi jayenge. Rehan Ahmed has backed out. Michael Bracewell is still on the injury. I mean, George Linde is not going to go. No, but it's RCB. It's RCB. I'm saying it from that lens, right? Keshav Maharaj, Tabrez Shamsi, Ish Sodhi. They're capable of picking up any of these guys for too much and then not mind. They had Zampa, let's not forget. So it's not about they can pick the best bowlers.
Zampa is a top dollar spinner, na? But they did not use him.
That's what I'm saying. So when we're giving any serious, and I'm being very serious analysis about RCB, understand that they can pick anyone. But that guy, I said this, Ravi Shankar said something about Cameron Green. I said it on this very channel when the news came. I said, I fear for that boy. His IPL career could be ending after one season. He's a jackpot deal, but watch RCB kill that boys conference. Yeah, there's a reason, my friend. RCB has not won a franchise. They are disaster. 2008 say they put that test team together, or last year. Forget fast bowling. The Indian bench strength. Yeah, they don't have Indian bench strength. There's Virat Kohli with a million runs, and then there's Devdutt Padikkal with 1100 runs. I think Dravid had 1100. They don't know how to build.
And then they let
RCB is a disaster. They are the South Africa of the IPL. वो मेरे lifetime में IPL trophy नहीं जीत पाएगी. And I say this in all seriousness. 15 साल से मैं देख रहा हूँ उस फालतू टीम को. नहीं होगा उनसे यार, नहीं होगा. Just watch tomorrow what they do. My gosh.
This has been a problem with RCB. जो requirement नहीं होता वो उस player को pick कर लेता है. I won't be surprised they go for Shah Rukh Khan for 5 crores and not pick a bowler.
Yeah.
Or Harry Brook.
हाँ, for that matter. Or Harry Brook. जबकि आप महिपाल लोमरोड को वो रोल दे चुके हो, आपने वो कहीं ना कहीं उसको बोला है कि आप वहां जाके तेज बैट कर सकते हो नीचे नीचे बैटिंग करके, बट अगेन दैट्स ऑल बिजार। ओके, कमिंग टू अनदर फ्रेंचाइज हाउस भाई, राजस्थान रॉयल्स 14.5 करोड़ का उनका पर्स है और 8 स्लॉट्स टू फिल। हाउ आर यू गोना डू दैट हाउस भाई?
Rajasthan Royals.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the lineup. Sanju
Yeah.
Samson is your captain. जॉर्ज बटलर, आई थिंक देखो इनको खाली मुझे लगता है ट्रेंड, आई मीन दे हैव अ गुड ऑलराउंड बैटिंग लाइनअप, ऑलराउंड कॉम्बिनेशन अगेन। आई मीन लास्ट फ्यू मैच केकेआर वीकेआर देखे या हमने डीसी अगर अभी तक उसकी बात नहीं की तो बहुत कम टीम्स है जिनके पास एक ऑलराउंड कॉम्बिनेशन है। उनमें से राजस्थान रॉयल इज वन टीम दैट इज very good when it comes to having good combination of batters, fast bowlers in Trent Bolt, and then spinner in a Yuzvendra Chahal or maybe an Adam Zampa. I think they should have traded. यार RCB should have gone for at least trade करते एडम जम्पा के लिए या युजवेंद्र के लिए, ऑल्दो नहीं देते बट ट्राई करने में क्या होता, so they could have solved that problem. But then yeah, they see Hetmeyer, Riyan Parag, they have a good lineup यार। तो अभी वो जाएंगे तो किसके लिए जाएंगे? ऑलराउंडर के लिए एक they can go for maybe a Pat Cummins. राजस्थान रॉयल्स एसएमएस बैटिंग विकेट्स रहती है मोस्टली, यू एंजॉय विद और maybe a शार्दुल ठाकुर, somebody but then again impact player रोल आ जाता है तो क्या इसमें
साउथ भाई? लेकिन यहाँ पे पैसा भी तो बहुत खर्चना पड़ेगा ना, दे डोंट रियली हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ अ बजट।
So
I'll come to
how much they have? फिर से बताएंगे।
it. They have 14.5 crores।
14.5 करोड़ यार, तो maybe a नेशनल इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर के लिए इनके पास बजट है ही नहीं फिर इसके बाद।
ओवरसीज स्लॉट दे हैव,
चाहिए नहीं उनको, एक इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर चाहिए व्हिच हु कैन बी अ फर्स्ट टीमर। अगर आप उनका लाइनअप देखो, दे हैव एग्जैक्टली दैट्स भाई क्या बात कही है मेहुल।
चल
Back to Rajasthan Royals. Why would they get him back? He was there for 3 years. They didn't play him.
Yeah, but उस टाइम पे डिफरेंट सिचुएशन ना, नाउ दे हैव अ डिफरेंट सिचुएशन। आप देखो आरआर के पास क्या नहीं है, दे हैव अ फॉरेन स्पिनर इन एडम जैम्पा, दे हैव अ फॉरेन पेसर इन ट्रेंट बोल्ट, they have 2 foreign batsmen in Shimron and Josh Butler who are your first team starters. So कहने का मतलब ये है कि आपके पास ये 4 प्लेयर जो हैं they are first team starters. अब Zampa is not going to start all your matches, he is going to be there for हमको spin जब extra खिलाना है, so Ashwin and Chahal, so that leaves you one spot. अब आपको वो one spot किस में लेना है, whether you want to go for a fast bowler, क्योंकि उनके पास fast bowler नहीं है, लेकिन look at who they traded for Devdutt Padikkal. They got Avesh Khan. That tells you Prasidh Krishna, Navdeep Saini, ठीक है, Kuldeep Sen, he did a tremendous job in the last 2 years for them. तो आप देखो Trent Bolt, he will lead them, and then they have these 4 players, and then they can look for an all-rounder, an overseas all-rounder. They can go hard for Pat Cummins, they can go hard for Gerald Fudzia, और कौन है, Daryl Mitchell है, so they need somebody। उनके पास मेन चीज क्या नहीं थी, उनके पास एक बैटिंग मेनस्टे नहीं है जो नंबर 4 जो नंबर 4 और नंबर 6 का जो गैप है वो भर सके, उनके पास वो नहीं है। आपके टॉप 3 कौन हो गए? आपके टॉप 3 हो गए जॉस बटलर, जायसवाल एंड संजू सैमसन। 5 और 6 पे they are really betting on Riyan Parag. I think this is his last season at this level. Agar if he doesn't click, so 6 पे they are going for them, and then they have Tewatia also. Don't they have Tewatia?
No, Tewatia has gone to Gujarat. No, he was there 2 years.
Sorry. 1 minute.
They might go for this Shah Rukh Khan fellow. They might.
Yeah. So again, Tewatia is Gujarat. Sorry, got confused. So Riyan Parag 6 and 5. So that's what I'm saying. They don't have anybody between 3 and 5. उनको वहां पे एक प्लेयर चाहिए। अब प्रॉब्लम ये है कि उनके पास सिर्फ 14.5 करोड़ हैं। So either they get somebody like a Harry Brook for a lower price, क्योंकि उनके पास एक ओवरसीज स्लॉट भी है, बट क्योंकि फिर इंडियन बैट्समैन नहीं बचा ना, they don't really have big name Indian batsmen। आपके पास सिर्फ कौन है वो, तो मनीष पांडे हैं and who's the other guy?
शाहरुख खान ही बचते हैं।
करुण नायर।
शाहरुख खान के अलावा भी बहुत प्लेयर्स होंगे यार। But
वो है ना that अपना झारखंड fellow who finishes off matches यार, वो कीपर भी है, वो कुशाग्रा, वो they go for someone like him also.
कुमार
Yeah.
कुशाग, कुमार
Yeah.
Because you're right, you need that Indian lower middle order player, correct?
Yeah, so they will go for one or two overseas players, but not at a very high cost, 5-6 crores, 5-6 crores, and then pick from the lower pool, from the incoming players, under 19 players, जो भी आपके हैं uncapped players, from that pool. तो उनको basically they are set in spin, they are set in pace. Maybe they need a backup in pace for Trent Bolt, ठीक है? And then they need couple of batsmen for the top order. That is it.
बट जेमी यहाँ पे अगर आपको, क्योंकि आपके पास जॉर्ज बटलर और संजू सैमसन दोनों है, तो इंस्टेड ऑफ कुमार कुशाग दे कैन आल्सो गो फॉर अ विराट सिंह, decent batter who can
हाँ मतलब you just need someone जो स्मैक में 3-4 बार अपना हाथ खड़ा कर चुका है, right? Forget about lack of IPL. You need someone young, you need someone who bats not so much 4, I think 5-6, and you need someone who's done something, not just one inning, but someone who's done things in smack. So if these two guys have done things, I mean, and again, they'll come very cheap. So I think more than anything else, they need to bolster that middle order. Hetmeyer is inconsistent. Like Chetan said, Riyan Parag, Bihu dance zyada acha karte hain than other things. So, again, he had a tremendous smack. He got some 750s in a row. Hopefully he does half of that, but you still need to bolster your uncapped in Indian all-rounder and batsman pool.
ये भी जो रियान ने वहां पे करा ना आसाम के लिए, there's a difference. Okay, so he played at 4 there. यहाँ वहां उसका पोजीशन फिक्स था. यहाँ he is not player who can play at 6.
Bowling
But you have to do that.
Bowling lineup पे भी तो फर्क पड़ता है ना. Here half your bowling lineup is international quality.
I'm just saying, you had a fixed position. कि आपको एक फ्रीडम मिला हुआ था अपनी टीम से कि ठीक है आप 4 नंबर ही खेलो.
I don't think that he's had a fixed position at RR also. So उनको 5-6 पे ही दिया गया है. He has a fixed role. हाँ, हम ध्रुव जुरैल को भूल गए. So last year ध्रुव जुरैल और पारिकाल को प्लेयर की तरह यूज किया गया था. This time ध्रुव जुरैल opens also, but they don't need an opener. They need somebody at 4. So ध्रुव जुरैल might slot in at number 4. So yeah, that's ट्रैविस हेड के पैसे नहीं है उनके पास. 14 करोड़ में पूरा स्क्वाड बनाना है उन्हें. ट्रैविस हेड के पैसे नहीं है उनके पास. दिलशन मधुशंका yes, but there are others who can outbid them for एक लेवल होता है जितने लेवल तक आप बिड कर सकते हो जब आपका पर्स ही 14 करोड़ का है. आप 4-5 करोड़ के ऊपर किसी बड़े प्लेयर के लिए नहीं जाओगे.
और अब ओवरसीज जब आपके पास ट्रेंट बोल्ट है तो ओवरसीज.
हाँ, so they can go for somebody like different low level bowlers जो outbid, जहाँ पे वो outbid नहीं होंगे. But for me their main area of concern is that 4 and 5. They need options for 4 and 5. You have Dhruv Jurel, you have Hetmeyer, you have Riyan Parag, but you need 2 good players over there. One in an all-round role maybe, and maybe one somebody who can really back them up. Harry Brook, I think they will try to go for Harry Brook. लेकिन 6.5 पे they will say कि okay boss.
Can Vibrant be that option then? Vibrant Sharma.
I haven't seen much of him. किसी ने दीपक हुडा का नाम लिया था. दीपक हुडा is in LSG, so I'm not sure LSG will let him go. No. But yeah, I haven't seen much of Vibrant, so maybe Jamie has or Taus has.
He just got to play one innings and पिछले IPL में, और वहाँ पे उन्होंने एक quick fire 69 किया था if I'm not mistaken. So
I don't recall it too much.
Yeah. Okay, coming to our favorite franchise, हाँ जो हम सबकी favorite है और surprise देती है, वो है Sunrisers Hyderabad. Jamie, I'll start with you. A purse of 34 crores, slots to fill, 6 overseas slots left, 3. किसको लेंगे? ये सबको ले लेंगे क्या?
Again, now one of those strange franchises. They do decently well to get to the knockouts, but इनमें कभी वो killer instinct मुझे दिखता नहीं है. As long as David Warner was there, I think they had something. But again, Kane Williamson runs बनाते हैं, but you just need some characters. I think someone like a Travis Head, again, recency bias. They might go for someone like him. Not a young player, but form. They go WTC final, अपने दम पे जिताया, man of the match in the semi-final, man of the match in the final. Took him 48 hours to recover, as Mitchell Marsh said. But when he played the remainder of the T20 against India, he got I think he got 3 scores in the 30s. gun fielder. His catch is going to be, I mean, there's the Kapil Dev's catch in '83, and his catch is there. So if you want someone just on like Pat Cummins, ये जो छूता है ये गोल्ड बन जाता है. आपके पास ये है. I'm not saying he's going to break the bank and go for 8, 9, 10 crores, but I mean, he's one player I think a lot of franchises and mainly someone like Hyderabad would want to get because they've always had that one, if not two, overseas openers and number 3 Johnny Bairstow ko dekh lo. Kane Williamson, David Warner. So I think he's going to go to Hyderabad. For how much? I don't know. Baki again, I mean, all-rounders, they've tried Jason Holder. I think they had Brathwaite for a while. वो कुछ कर नहीं पाते हैं. Off the top of my head, I don't know any world-class all-rounders apart from Pat Cummins we've discussed who could slot in, but they might go for them as well because I think for them, looking at the purse, this is like a reset button for them because I think they were pretty bad last. Harry Brook was a disaster, right? 100, and then I think in 10 innings he didn't cross 25, or I'm not mistaken. So that's a franchise which has a lot of money to spend. But kisko lenge wo? Beyond Travis Head, I can't think of one name they'll chase hard.
Do you think क्योंकि जब यहाँ पर जो ऑलराउंडर्स हैं, they are more of spin ऑलराउंडर्स. एक अब्दुल समद को अगर हम हटा दें वहाँ पर तो और सानवीर सिंह को, तो रवि तेजा का नाम, he has been performing decently well in the recent past. Can he be the one? क्योंकि एक 20-30 लाख का base price है, can bat in the middle order, it can share the ball.
I mean, he got the form. I think he was the highest wicket taker inside Mustaq Ali. So that's a good option. But again, I think this is a team which had Rashid for a while, Mohammad Nabi, like I mentioned, Holder, Brathwaite. They probably will want to chase that somewhat hefty overseas all-rounder. But again, I can't think off the top of my head, what the options would be. Spinner इनके पास कौन है आजकल?
Spinner इनके पास बहुत सारे हैं. So I'll just
नहीं, but like who's? हाँ बता.
Is the frontline spinner. उसके अलावा अभिषेक शर्मा, Washington Sundar and Shahbaz Ahmed.
Shahbaz Ahmed, okay, decent middle rung. Abhishek Sharma, they didn't bowl him as much. When they did bowl him, he was hammered. I think he's a fantastic opener. I hope they don't. I think उसने कहा भी था कि मैंने ब्रायन लारा से कहा था कि आप मुझे क्यों नहीं खिला रहे हो. I think if I'm not mistaken, उनको 2-3 मैच लगे अभिषेक को 11 में डालने में. But I think उससे पहले साल he had like a 450 run year. I hope they back him as an opener in every single match because that's a match winner. But again, he's not a reliable spinner. वो डालते होंगे पंजाब के लिए, but I think they're gonna, like I said, the all-rounder factor. Hyderabad will need someone because that's a franchise that traditionally had a lot of good overseas all-rounders.
Yeah. Quickly moving
on.
on.
In fact, I just want to add over here. I think this Daryl Mitchell could be a factor here. I mean, we were talking about how David Warner or maybe on the David Warner के साथ I forgot the name, the English guy, somebody who was
Johnny Bairstow.
Johnny West, the superstar, yeah, one of my favorites. I mean, he can play that role in the top order. Kane Williamson नहीं है, New Zealand आगे बंदा और I mean, this guy knows exactly how to bat in the top order. अब फिर innings through कैसे लेके जाएं. So Daryl Mitchell would play a key role अगर they can go for it, go for this guy. Roman Powell is also an all-rounder, right, from the West Indies. They can.
Yeah, but वो bowling बहुत कम डालता है, and he's very hit or miss. I think Daryl Mitchell is one more name which they should go for.
Yeah, because
the thing is, I'll tell you something with SRH. The problem is, they can't afford more overseas players who's not a spinner. अगर आप उनका lineup देखो, they have Marco Jansen, Heinrich Klaasen, Aiden Markram, Glenn Phillips. इसमें से 3 तो खेलेंगे ही खेलेंगे.
Yeah.
They have no options.
So
they can only go and their spinners में आप देखो ना, who do they have? Mayank Markande. They already have Fazalak Farooqi, who's a pacer. ठीक है?
Yeah.
Only
उसके बुरान मालिक 3 राजन भुवनेश्वर कुमार. So वहाँ पे rotation हो रहा है. मयंक मार्कंडे हैं जो उनके spin option हैं. Washington Sundar, if he's fit.
Yeah.
And lot depends on Washington Sundar's fitness. And then you have Glenn Phillips and Aiden Markram जो spin कर सकते हैं थोड़ा बहुत. So if their overseas spot has to go, I think they will be interested in. Adil Rashid did not work out for them. I think Mujib is somebody. जितने भी ये 30 करोड़ वाले हैं ना, Mujib gives you 4 overs and he gives you 4 overs in the power play.
Yeah.
As in not all 4 overs in the power play, but he bowls in the power play. You getting my point?
Very economical on that front.
Yeah, and he's a wicket-taking bowler. So I think Mujib is going to be a very big buy क्योंकि वो आपको power play में spin bowling देता है. And yeah, I think they have 34 crores. So I think they will make it for Mujib. I won't be surprised if they go for Mujib, and they need somebody to fill Rashid Khan's shoes here, and who better than Mujib?
True.
Adil Rashid did not work out for them. I doubt they'll go for Hasranga. ठीक है? So let's see. I don't think Hasranga के लिए वो 12-15 करोड़ की बिड लगेगी. I doubt it. I very much doubt.
जाना नहीं चाहिए, जिस तरीके का परफॉर्मेंस पिछली बार था उसके हिसाब से नहीं.
Exactly. So I think Mujib is somebody to watch out for.
Yeah. Okay. Quickly moving on to the other two franchises. ताउस भाई आपसे पूछूंगा, पंजाब किंग्स 29.1 crores का बजट है, slots are 8 and 2 overseas slots they have. So
SRH को मैं एक चीज जरूर बोलूंगा कि I hope they get airports this time. मेरे को बहुत इरिटेशन होती है जब वो तार वाले कान के लेके आते हैं ना. 34 करोड़, इतने करोड़ों का बजट है कि एयरपोर्ट खरीद लो यार.
ताउस भाई.
पंजाब किंग्स यार पंजाब किंग्स शिखर धवन. I mean they सैम करन ऑलराउंडर है, कगिसो रबाडा है इनके पास. दे हैव अ गुड लाइनअप यार अभी इनको, मगर आई थिंक दे विल हैव टू गो फॉर अ स्पिनर दैट एवरी टीम इज लुकिंग फॉर. मोस्ट ऑफ द टीम क्वालिटी स्पिनर, और यहाँ पर मुझे दिख रहा नहीं है कोई यहाँ पर इनकी तरफ से कोई क्वालिटी. एक सिकंदर रजा है जो ऑलराउंडर है, मगर हाउ मच ही इज गोइंग टू प्ले, हाउ मच ही इज गोइंग टू, क्योंकि टॉप 4 ही खिला सकते फॉरेनर.
उतनी स्पिन तो लिविंगस्टोन भी डाल देता है.
लिविंगस्टोन डालते हैं, मगर लिविंगस्टोन को इतना ओवर नहीं मिलता जितना उनका बैटिंग.
No, they relied on Harpreet Brar and what's his name?
Rahul Chahar.
राहुल चार
रिलाई करते हैं. हरप्रीत ब्रार पे उन्होंने काफी रिलाई किया था. So they don't have spin options है नहीं यार इसमें.
वही
spin options है नहीं.
और इंडियन स्पिन ऑप्शन भी नहीं है.
Indian spin options.
Hasaranga is the guy. I mean they'll Hasaranga is going to get some good crores यार.
29 crore. I see Adil Rashid going over there. I think Adil Rashid को लेने की पूरी कोशिश करेंगे.
Yeah.
So spinners will be the steal this season right now for each करोड़ों में जाएंगे spinners.
For a lot of
भाई डालना है, अभी भी टाइम है.
I don't have time for IPL, man.
You know what will be funny if RCB are not able to land up a quality spinner. कि आपने चहल को भी जाने दिया, हसरंगा को भी जाने दिया, क्योंकि आपके पास लिटरली 3 स्पिनर हैं यार.
दे दिया.
हाँ,
आपने जैम्पा को भी जाने दिया.
जैम्पा तो चलो छोड़ दो, वो पहले ही जाने दिया था. बट माय पॉइंट इज कि if they are not able to land in any of these two, Adil, Mujib and हसरंगा, अगर इन टीमें कितनी सारी हैं, किन को स्पिनर्स चाहिए? MI को चाहिए, पंजाब को चाहिए, राजस्थान को नहीं चाहिए, RCB को चाहिए, SRH को चाहिए. 3 स्पिनर है, 5 टीमों को चाहिए. There goes your 12 crores. 12 crores का bet.
Mujib has played for Punjab, right?
Sorry?
Mujib has played for Punjab before.
Yeah. Mujib, yes.
Yeah.
It was Kings 11.
Kings 11, yeah. So
no, but he can go back. Probably could they can always take him back. So
yeah. Okay.
But
quick.
My point is कि 5 टीमें हैं and 3 स्पिनर हैं.
Okay, Jimmy, quickly, last team, Delhi Capitals, total budget of they have 28.95 crores, 9 slots, in which they have 4 overseas players. More or less, इनकी जो lineup है वो तो settled ही है. What do you have to say, Jimmy?
Again, I mean, look, they need another keeper for sure. I mean, look, Rishabh Pant, he might come back, but there's no guarantee. तो सबसे पहले इनको ऋषभ पंत का रिप्लेसमेंट सोचना पड़ेगा. आप ये नहीं सोच सकते हो कि अच्छा he'll come back in 1 month. Let's assume he doesn't come back. They have to be thinking that way, right? They need a top order keeper. They had Phil Salt. I think he's been released. Phil Salt, recency bias, just got 100. कौन?
Josh Inglis.
Josh Inglis is another guy. He got that 100. Again, it's this World Cup में जो चला. Again, Sri Lankans do not do well, but Kusal Mendes is a dynamite pick. I know he won't go for big bucks, but he's had a tremendous, he's got runs against India. So ये players जो opening करते हैं, जो 3 करते हैं, Kusal Mendes, I know he won't go for big bucks, but to my mind, a team like Delhi, I would snap him up, because स्टीव स्मिथ उनके लिए नहीं चले, रॉबिन पावर उनके लिए नहीं चले, राइली रूसो उनके लिए नहीं चले. They're coming off a long phase where their overseas players haven't done well. I would have loved to see them persist with Phil Salt. I think he'll do well.
How much money do they have?
They have
पता नहीं यार.
28.95.
Josh English is a good name.
They will go hard for Travis Head क्योंकि they need somebody to replace Prithvi Shaw. Prithvi Shaw doesn't give them too much.
Yeah.
बंदे को फील्डिंग नहीं कराते वो लोग, इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर की तरह यूज करते हैं. They will go hard for Travis Head. They will corner Travis Head at the top and then Mitchell Marsh to follow.
सही बात है.
They will go hard for Travis Head.
For wicket keeping, they still have Abhishek Porel in the squad. So
yeah, but they still need a backup. Porel is not going to see. You still need a backup. There is not going to be. They have the option of going for KS Bharat, Kusal Mendes. ये दो आपके cheap options हैं. हो सकता है किसी को junior batch से भी उठा सकते हैं. I don't have the entire list. I just have 50 names in front of me. जो top 50 names है मैं उसमें से बोल रहा हूँ. So they will pick somebody as a backup keeper for sure this time.
Yeah.
But what they need, problem सिर्फ उनके उसमें नहीं थी कि ऋषभ पंत available नहीं थे. You know, the problem was also they did not have somebody to replace Prithvi Shaw. And that's वहाँ पे कुछ change नहीं होने वाला है. He's not going to be able to field again.
Yeah.
They will go hard for Travis Head.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
चलिए तो जिस सेशन का सिर्फ इतना है कि स्पिनर्स आर गोइंग टू गेट द बिग बक्स और दिल्ली कैपिटल्स को एक कीपर की जरूरत है. वेल थैंक यू गाइस, थैंक यू फॉर जॉइनिंग दिस लाइव सेशन. इसको यहीं एंड करेंगे क्योंकि हमें और बहुत सारी बातें करनी है और थोड़ा सा टाइम रह गया आईपीएल ऑक्शन के लिए, आईपीएल 2024 ऑक्शन के लिए. तो जाएंगे, वो एंजॉय करेंगे. वेल थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग मी इन दिस सेशन. लवली चैटिंग विद यू एज ऑलवेज.
फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट. फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट.
हेलो एंड वेलकम टू क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट. मैं हूं सौम्य कपूर और 19 दिसंबर इज अ बिग डे. इट्स आईपीएल 2024 ऑक्शन डे और more than 300 players are going to go under the hammer. Well, इसके बारे में बात करेंगे ताउस रिजवी, जेमी ऑल्टर और चेतन नरूला से इस लाइव सेशन में. और क्या पर्सेस हैं, कौन कौन से प्लेयर्स हैं और कौन कौन से प्लेयर्स पे फोकस रहेगा, ये सारी हम बातें करेंगे. बस उससे पहले वेलकम टू क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट ऑल ऑफ यू. जेमी, आई विल स्टार्ट विद यू. वी हैव बीन टॉकिंग अबाउट द पर्सेस. सीएसके और जीटी की मैं बात करूंगा जो उनके रिक्वायरमेंट्स है. 31.4 करोड़ का पर्स है सीएसके के पास. व्हाट डू यू थिंक, हु कैन बी द प्लेयर्स they'll be focusing on?
Yeah, it's a interesting one because it depends कि इन दोनों franchise को क्या चाहिए. Like we were discussing before the show started, will CSK want to go for another keeper? I mean, we know कि Dhoni is the best keeper, but he's 43. You never know. I mean, it's with each passing year. मेरे ख्याल से पिछले 3 साल से कम हम लोग कह रहे हैं यार कि धोनी का आखिरी साल होगा. What happens if he gets injured? So definitely that's one thing. So again, I was going through the list, the long list, in fact, of all the players. Maybe I'm still stuck on, and it's strange that exactly a month from that disaster of the World Cup, maybe I've still not recovered from the abject failure of the team. But going to that list, 2-3 नाम को छोड़ के मुझे personally, and I know I'll be proven wrong tomorrow, मुझे personally 2-3 नाम से ज्यादा लगा नहीं कोई player is going to break the bank like we've seen. Maybe this will be a more sobering IPL in the sense that यार Sam Curran के लिए इतने पैसे गए, क्या किया? It's a small auction, but small auctions have thrown up some surprises. But you asked me about 2 franchises. आप मुझे कोई भी franchise को लेकर पूछो कुछ. I still don't see, barring 2-3 names, any player. Rachin Ravindra is one name who I expect to go. Teams will go for क्योंकि opening कर सकते हैं, 3 पे खेल सकते हैं, फिनिशर बन सकते हैं, बढ़िया फील्डर है, अच्छे खासे स्पिनर भी है. But in the past, there have been a lot of such overseas names who haven't gone for that. So it's one of those strange auctions where personally, खुद की बात करूं, I cannot tell you right now. We talk about top five. I can't even name five players who I think are going to get big bucks. So very very keen to see कि कल होगा क्या.
I'm talking about Gujarat Titans, Jamie. They have a good budget, 38.15 crores, and they just need to fill up 7 slots, if I'm not mistaken. तो पैसे हैं, budget अच्छा है. Can they go big on someone, because we have been talking about कि उनके पास एक overseas fast bowler का slot खाली है, क्योंकि वहाँ
Yeah.
पे सिर्फ उनके पास जॉश लिटिल है. तो can they go big on someone like a Pat Cummins probably?
Look, they're going to have to. It's not just about the absence. I mean, look, if Mohammad Shami and Mohit Shami.
Cricket Next, I'm Soumya Kapoor, and it's the big day. It's the auction day. IPL auctions are going to happen in Dubai. Over 300 players are going to go under the hammer. Well, I have with me Sahil Malhotra, Chetan Narula, K. Srinivas Rao, and Jamie Alter join me as the panelists. But before that, let's take a look at the preview of this auctions.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Cricket Next YouTube channel. The day is about to get over and tomorrow we'll get to see the IPL 2024 auctions. बहुत बड़े auctions हैं और हर IPL auction में काफी धमाका देखने को मिलता है और कल भी कुछ ऐसे ही expectations है fans की अपनी particular team से लेकर और बहुत 8-10 टीमें हैं, सबके पास एक limited purse है, लेकिन कुछ ऐसे खिलाड़ी हैं auction में जिनके लिए काफी लंबा खर्चा किया जा सकता है टीम्स के द्वारा. So I'll start with the basic purses that all the teams have. We'll start with the team that is RCB, and RCB has 23.25 crore rupees, whereas CSK has 31.40 crore rupees. Gujarat Titans has 38.15 crore rupees. MI has 17.75 crore. KKR has 32.70 crore. DC has 28.95 crore. SRH has 34.00 crore. LSG has 13.15 crore, and Punjab has 29.10 crore. There are 333 players in the IPL auctions, out of which 214 are Indian, whereas 119 are overseas, जिसमें से 2 एसोसिएट नेशंस के खिलाड़ी हैं और काफी काफी टक्कर का मुकाबला होगा. देखना है कौन सी टीम किस प्लेयर के पीछे जाएगी, लेकिन कुछ प्लेयर्स जैसे कि मैंने शुरुआत में कहा था, देयर आर फ्यू प्लेयर्स who will take big numbers home, and some of those players are number one Mitchell Stark. We all know what Mitchell Stark did in the IPL when he used to play. It has been a long time since he played in the IPL. वो हर auction से पहले अपना नाम वापस ले लेते थे, but this time he has put his name in the auction list, and the reason being the T20 World Cup next year, which will start right after the IPL, and Mitchell Stark उसके लिए prepare करना चाहते हैं, and that is the reason Mitchell Stark ने अपना नाम इस IPL auction में डाला है. एक टाइम पे आरसीबी के लिए खेलते थे, अब क्या आरसीबी उनको वापस लेगा या कोई और टीम उन पे पैसा लगाएगी, ये देखना बनता है. The next player is Pat Cummins. Pat Cummins was bought by KKR at the whooping price of 15.5 crore in the IPL 2020 auctions, but now he's back in the auction list, and it remains to be seen कौन सी टीम उनके लिए जाएगी, because he's not just a good bowler, he's also an excellent batter जो आपको कभी कभार, क्योंकि वो KKR की जो innings थी उनकी 56 runs of 14 balls, I don't think anyone can forget that innings. So Pat Cummins, the World Cup winning captain, he will be coming in as the World Cup winning captain now, is a very crucial player. The next name is Rachin Ravindra, the New Zealand opener, the Kiwi opener, who impressed everyone in the World Cup with his batting prowess and the way he scored runs, not just the amount of runs that he scored, but the way he scored those runs. I'm pretty sure all the IPL teams will be eager to have him in their team. And the last name, although there are too many names, but we can't take all the names, but इस लिस्ट में एक आखिरी अनकैप प्लेयर जिसका प्राइस हाई जा सकता है, वो है शाहरुख खान. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द एक्टर शाहरुख खान, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द प्लेयर शाहरुख खान, जो पंजाब के लिए खेलते थे, बट नाउ he is back in the auction list. Punjab have let him go and he is back in the auction list. So now we'll have to wait and see if any team goes for it, because he is a great finisher, and we'll have to wait and see क्या वो अपनी फिनिशिंग जो एबिलिटीज हैं किस टीम के लिए इस बार दिखाएंगे, और दिखाएंगे तो कितने पैसों में दिखाएंगे. एंड दिस इज what IPL auction is all about. कौन सा प्लेयर कहाँ गया, कितने पैसों में गया. This is the interest that forms on social media, not just amongst the team, but also amongst the IPL team fans. I was there for the WPL auctions few days back in Mumbai hotel, and I saw what all teams went through right after every set. They used to sit together, discuss, और वही एक auction का मजा होता है, be it the WPL auction or the IPL auction. So as I said, the fans are really excited, the teams are really excited. I am pretty sure you guys are also very excited. So stay tuned to the Cricket Next YouTube channel and hit the bell icon. We have another fan. I suppose we have one more IPL fan amongst us, and it seems that she's also excited for the upcoming IPL auctions. Meanwhile, oh, she jumped. You guys, please stay tuned to Cricket Next YouTube channel, hit the bell icon, and follow us across all our social media platforms. Thank you so much.
So this was Kana who was talking about. The teams, the purses. Srini, I'll start with you. So Chennai Super Kings, 31.4 crores. Slots left are 6 and 3 are the overseas slots. क्या requirement है उनकी? Do you think एक keeper के लिए शायद वो जा सकते हैं because you have Devon Conway apart from MS?
You still have a season before they have to worry about the keeper. Right now, I think they have to bolster the middle order. Ambati Raidu चले गए हैं.
Yeah.
Ambati Raidu available नहीं है और Ben Stokes का
Yep.
you know वो एक option जो उनके पास always available था वो भी नहीं है. Right now उनकी priority तो यही होगी कि bolstering the middle order. उनके पास पर्स है.
Yeah.
मेरा ये मानना है कि स्टीवन फ्लेमिंग बैठे हैं और अभी तो वो विकेट कीपर के इतना वो चिंता नहीं करेंगे. मुझे लगता है वो जाएंगे रचिन रविंद्र के पीछे. You know that gives them a brilliant all-round option. And Stephen Fleming बैठे हैं dressing room, you know, kind of auction table पे. So that could be one of the this thing. And हाँ wicket keeper की चिंता तो वो long term problem है. उसका resolution चाहिए उनको.
Yeah. But Sai, do you think Rachin Ravindra के लिए इस समय Chennai Super Kings will bid because you know कहीं ना कहीं वो overseas slot तो pick करेंगे और जब से impact player आया all-rounders की उतनी requirement क्या आपको है?
No, but you know, Rachin Ravindra is one player. He did so well in the World Cup and has been doing consistently and considerably well for New Zealand ever since he has arrived on the big stage. But what he brings to the table is an option at top of the order and a bowler who can give you at least 2 overs in a T20 game. So that's a luxury to have. And considering that Chennai will be playing at Chepauk, where wickets are going to tire out as the season progresses, I think he's going to be a good buy. And don't rule out that Stephen Fleming factor because that is what is keeping Michel Santner going even after staying at the bench for so long.
Yeah.
So Fleming is going to play a big role there because they would want to get someone like Rachin Ravindra, because I'm not sure about Moeen Ali's availability at this stage because there were some reports that he may not be available for the entire season. And if that happens, then Rachin Ravindra at 3 could be a very good option for CSK.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on, Chetan bhai, from Chennai Super Kings to Gujarat Titans, बड़ा बजट है उनके पास. 38.15 crores is the purse they have. They have 8 slots left, and in that they have 2 slots for overseas players. Whom do you think? क्योंकि captaincy sorted है, middle order भी sorted है. Whom do you think they're going to go for?
कहना आसान है कि कैप्टनसी सॉर्टेड है, लेकिन देखिए शुभमन गिल, आई मीन वी डोंट नो व्हाट सॉर्ट ऑफ लीडरशिप क्रेडेंशियल्स ही हैज. डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट में अगर उन्होंने थोड़ा बहुत लीड किया है या जूनियर लेवल पे थोड़ा बहुत लीड किया है, दैट्स ऑल फाइन. बट उसके बाद यू नो दिस इज अ टोटली डिफरेंट प्रेशर गेम. हमने रविंद्र जडेजा के साथ देखा कि हल थोड़ा सा भी स्लिप अप जहां होता है ना, तो उसके बाद टीम नीचे जाती रहती है. एंड आई डोंट थिंक यू वुड वांट दैट टू हैपन, क्योंकि यू हैव लॉस्ट सच अ बिग प्लेयर जो आपको 2 लगातार फाइनल में लेकर गए हैं. फॉर अ न्यू फ्रेंचाइजी to get into 2 consecutive finals was a huge thing. Winning one, obviously, that was a huge thing as well. So Gujarat Titans चाहेंगे कि उनकी जो परफॉर्मेंस है उसमें डिप ना आए, जो भी चेंजेस हुए हैं उसके बावजूद. So I think they would want somebody who has leadership skills as well. जैसे Pat Cummins जैसा हमने player है, तो you know they have the purse. Pat Cummins is an all-rounder. You know, he's very useful with the ball, with the bat. They also need somebody to back up their bowling thing. So from that perspective, they will want somebody who can bring a little bit leadership ability as well into the team.
Yeah. Jimmy, as Chetan bhai said, they need someone, okay, who can bring that leadership as well as the bowling. और bowling की अगर बात करूँ तो overseas slot में सिर्फ Josh Little है उनके पास fast bowling में. Do you think Pat Cummins can be a good option?
Absolutely, I have to second what Chetan said. Look, you have to look at हार्दिक पांड्या जो है वो अब उसका नहीं है. वर्ल्ड कप में देख लो 7 मैच हार्दिक पांड्या नहीं थे. He's replaced by 2 players, right? So either you replace him with another world-class all-rounder in someone like Pat Cummins. And I'm saying this world-class, we know that Pat Cummins in the IPL, larger picture, in T20 cricket, he's not had outstanding numbers, but he's still Pat Cummins. और इस साल आप देखें, just to follow up on what Chetan said, अगर आपको leadership चाहिए, इस बंदे ने आपको वर्ल्ड कप जिताया ऑस्ट्रेलिया को, और उससे 4-5 महीने पहले WTC फाइनल, राइट? सो what he's doing right now, he's giving you a viable leadership and a senior role. Then ऊपर से you need someone to fill the vacuum of Hardik Pandya. ऊपर से अगर आपके आधे मैचेस अहमदाबाद स्टेडियम में होंगे, this recency bias is going to come in. Pat Cummins read the Ahmedabad pitch better than anyone in the whole World Cup. Small things like this, it might not seem as big a factor a month on from that World Cup final, but I got a feeling franchises that need a leader are going to say, pick someone like Pat Cummins. And like you said in the package, kind of mentioned a 14 ball 50 to boost it. आप expect नहीं करते हो कि हर मैच में आके वो करेंगे, but if you have someone who can give you the joint fastest 50, as well as being a brilliant tactician, a man manager, a leader, and a damn good bowler, very good option for someone like GT.
Yeah. Coming to Lucknow Super Giants, Srini, अगर उनका स्क्वाड देखें, अगर उनके स्लॉट्स देखें जो लेफ्ट है उनके पास, तो 6 हैं. दैट सीम्स टू बी अ बिग नंबर, बट बैलेंस है, जरूरत नहीं है. 13.15 करोड़ का उनका पर्स है. डू यू थिंक दे कैन गो फॉर द डोमेस्टिक प्लेयर्स, द अनकैप्ड प्लेयर्स, टू जस्ट बूस्ट अप दैट बेंच स्ट्रेंथ प्रॉब्ली?
डू यू को चेंज करके दे शुड कर दो. I would like to think that but then that is something that I would like every franchise to kind of do. But वहाँ पे ना there is a flip side to that thinking also, which I was kind of talking about just before this show, which is you identify a player, you invest in a young player at the let's say you identify a player at the grassroots level, an uncapped player as you asked. Then you invest in that player, you kind of put in time, money, effort to kind of teach him the ropes of sustaining at this level, to see what next year the player going away when retentions happen. So I think there is a larger issue here. So for me, this IPL is momentary. This is only about 2.5 months. Up, even if you've identified someone, why are you going to go and put your cards on the table now? Because you have a big picture to see next year. So I really don't think teams are going to be looking at this auction to actually play that big picture card. They would rather have a momentary angle to this. Get somebody on board who can see me through this season, who can see me through the next couple of months. Let this season get over, then BCCI will plan a mega auction anyway. Price purse is going to increase. More options are going to come, and then I'll put my talent scouting team and everything to work. Then I'll also have that 6 to 7 month cushion, in order to plan better from a long-term perspective. I think that's going to be playing on the minds of franchises.
Sahil, do you think on same lines? Because I differ a bit, because हमने पहले भी देखा है कि in the mini auctions purses जाते हैं, बड़े दाव लगते हैं, but वो ज़्यादा capitalize नहीं कर पाती teams, and they miss out on having some uncapped players as well जिनको आप groom कर सकते हैं. Do you think on the same lines?
Just let's take into account last season, the bigger buys, Sam Curran, Harry Brook. Those were like mindless auctions, to be honest. You can't go to 18.5 crore, if I'm not wrong, for a Sam Curran and Harry Brook. You were expecting to play him in Hyderabad at top of the order without even having that sample size of him being tested in these conditions. So that wasn't a good move any which way. Now, Cameron Green was a big buy. It made sense for MI back then, because 17.5 crore for a young all-rounder who has skills with both bat, ball, and he's a gun fielder. So he made a lot of sense. But, not all of these bids make sense, because it's more governed by the need factor, because right now teams are filling in those crucial gaps. Now, when you talk about Lucknow Super Giants, they don't have many slots to fill, but they need to address the seam bowlers option, because abhi you have Mohsin Khan, you have Mark Wood. So आप इन दोनों के ऊपर you can't rely the entire season. Mohsin is very injury prone. That after that shoulder injury hasn't been playing a lot of cricket. Similarly for Mark Wood, you just can't expect him to play all 14 games. जब आपने Unatkar, Daniel Sams and Avesh Khan has been traded to RR. So you need to fill in those holes when it comes to seamers. And they definitely need a top order bat now that Mr. KL Rahul has said that I'll bat in the middle order. So you need someone at top of the order, probably at 3, considering the run Deepak Hooda had last year. So you need someone at 3, 4 for sure. But middle order is sorted because the Rock KL Rahul is there.
KL Rahul वाला discussion बाद में करेंगे. That's a different topic. Moving on to Kolkata Knight Riders, Chetan bhai, 32.7 crores. They have 12 slots left. Overseas slots left are 4. But they have a lot to fix up. बहुत सारी puzzles में वो missing pieces हैं. Do you think?
बहुत कुछ करना है. अगर हम बात करें कुछ टीमों की, I think Mumbai Indians ऐसी टीम है, RCB ऐसी टीम है. You look at Delhi Capitals, वो एक ऐसी टीम है. I think KKR. I think ये 4 टीमें हैं जिन्हें बहुत कुछ करना है इस प्लेयर्स ऑक्शन में. SRH to a certain degree also, उन्हें भी काफी कुछ करना है, तो ये 5 टीमें हैं, and this is a team that is going in with a good purse as well.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, they're placed well. मुझे ये चीज समझ नहीं आती कि ये लोग कब तक आंद्रे रसल और सुनील नारायण पे रिलाय करते रहेंगे, because that impacts their strategy, that impacts the way they play. ठीक है, हो गया, move on, it's time to move on. I think at least in my opinion they should have let go at least one of them.
Yeah.
क्योंकि उससे क्या होता है, आपका एक स्पिन स्पॉट चला गया, एक आपका ऑलराउंडर स्पॉट चला गया, एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली आपके 2 ओवरसीज स्पॉट्स चले गए, और ये दोनों खेलते ही खेलते हैं. देन यू डोंट हैव टू मच विगल रूम. They need top order batsmen. They need batsmen who can not only bat in top 3, but they can also bat in 4 and 5. They need backups उस position में. They need bowlers. They need pacers. I think spin is the only department जहाँ पे they are okay. So Sunil Narayan, Varun Chakravarti, and Suyash. Although Jamie is not a big fan of Varun Chakravarti, but KKR will still deploy him. So the point here is very simple. कि Russell और Narayan को use करके they get very very restricted. Still, they'll be restricted this season, but I hope they have some good buys. Otherwise, it'll be another long season for them.
And spin काफी हद तक sorted है क्योंकि वहाँ नितिश राणा भी है.
और वो vice captain भी है.
और vice captain भी है. Jimmy, what do you think? They need a lot of different options, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं सुनील नारायण और एंड्रे रसल as Chetan Bhai said 11 में भी खेलेंगे. अब 12 हो गई है क्योंकि impact play rate. Do you really need them now?
Look, I'm getting a sense of deja vu when you were asking Chetan about KK. I think it was last year around this time when the previous auction was there. And I remember saying, yaar, कि देखो Andre Russell, हम जानते हैं कि वो क्या कर सकते हैं, what he brings. But he's like one slide at third man or fine leg away from injuring his knees, अब हाल ही में, I think 2-2.5 साल के बाद, 2 साल के बाद वो वापस आए West Indies के लिए. In his first match back, he was man of the match. Yeah. He took 3 wickets, didn't even give 20 runs, and then got that cameo. But दूसरे match में आखिरी over में, he had to defend 21 and he gave it in 5 balls. Yeah. Now I understand कि ये fickle format है, but someone like Russell, yes, he's massive and he brings so much to it. But like Chetan said, in 20, you're going to 24, still dependent not just on him as well as Sunil Narayan. Yes, he's economical, but he stopped running through teams 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Yeah. One more thing I want to add. Yes, it's a problem with all rounders, but when did KKR Soumya last have a settled batting unit? I remember Dinesh Karthik batting from opener to number 8, Owen Morgan up and down, Nitish Rana opening 3, 4. I think they need to really fix out Venkatesh Iyer. They really need to figure out their batting. You can expect कि अगर Andre Russell 50% performance दे तो आप कुछ कर पाओगे. बाकी 50% आप उम्मीद करते हो कि Russell Narayan stands up. But beyond these obvious weak links, despite being T20 superstars, I think they have to, spin bowling. I agree with Chetan. They have 3 very good spinners. पेस बॉलिंग ठीक ठाक है, पर आपका जो बैटिंग है, ओवरऑल बैटिंग इज व्हाट विंस यू टूर्नामेंट्स. आई नो लोग कहते हैं बॉलिंग फिर भी ठीक है, आपका बैटिंग है ही नहीं. तो आई होप दे लुकिंग फॉर अ सेकंड कीपर. आई थिंक दे लेट गो शेल्डन जैक्सन, if I'm not mistaken. Who's your second, your batter? They open with Gurbaz and kabhi Jason Roy, to kabhi wo N Jagadisan. You keep shuffling your order every 5 matches. आप कहाँ से trophy जीतोगे? Let's hope for KKR's fans' sake that they get some stable batting options.
I can just add about KKR. I think they have already made their most important purchase before the auctions, and that's Gautam Gambhir. He's like that headmaster. मतलब कुछ गड़बड़ हो रहा है ना, तो या वो फूफा जी नहीं होते कि शादी अभी ठीक से हमको करनी है, लेकिन टेंट ठीक से लगा नहीं है, खाना अरेंज नहीं हुआ है, लास्ट डे हो गया है, शादी का टाइम हो गया है, और वो फूफा जी आते हैं और कहते हैं कि नहीं, and then he gets everything in order. He is that फूफा जी. He'll come and he'll get the house in order. He did that with LSG. He gave them a base. KKR ka order, the house is not in order. He'll come back and he's just going to do that. I think that's a very, very important buy. If somebody can tell KKR it's time to move on from Russell and Narayan, that's Gautam Gambhir.
Yeah. Also, carrying that same line of thought forward, I get this feeling that he's just about come, Gautam Gambhir, and it's just about kind of getting an idea as to so he would need time, there's been an existing management for a long time. Gautam would obviously have come with fresh ideas. He's obviously has had his share of experience at LSG doing what he was doing. So now if he had his share of ideas bringing to the table, he would need time to implement them. That perhaps is one of the reasons why KKR decided to continue with the Nareen and Andre Russell this thing, because it just allows them to get over with this season with a squad that they understand, they know, and kind of whatever they can identify with. You go in with a completely new set, the coach and the new team would probably have lesser time, to adjust. they have that much more time once they get through the season.
And probably they'll have a better purse in the mega auction if they release
Of
both
course.
of them.
Of course.
Yeah, Sahil.
No, just talking about KKR's batting, I think it hasn't looked this convincing before. If you talk about their batting order right now, just what they have Shreyas Iyer at 3, they have a Rana coming in at 4, they have a Rinku Singh at 5, they can have a Under Russell at 6. So that makes a very formidable middle order composition, so to say.
But again, they'll have a problem with the opening slot because
So you have Jason Roy, you have Gurbaz, you can try Venkatesh Iyer.
They need Venkatesh to open.
Yeah, so now whether Gambhir would want that or not, because he's not a big fan of these makeshift opening things. No, having followed him so closely in Delhi Ranji also, no, he sticks to those specialist things. And if you see how he operated at LSG too, वो Venkatesh Iyer wala experiment is something which I don't think will last that long. But you have good options in Jason Roy. Jason Roy did considerably well in the little period he played last year. Gurbaz is again a very promising player, but as Jamie said,
but again,
they need a good.
That takes up a lot of overseas slot. Gurbaz, Jason Roy, Anderson,
all the
four.
Yeah, अगर आपने गुरबाज, रॉय, नारायण, रसल को खिलाया, you have no room to maneuver in your pace department. आपके पास कोई room नहीं बचेगा. The problem with KKR is, and they need Indian batsmen. They need somebody from obviously Indian origin to step up, an Indian batter to step up. वो नहीं हो रहा है उनके पास. And the problem is, and I think ये problem सारे franchises को आएगी, who need Indian batsmen. I'm looking at RCB. कौन है? You don't have Indian batsmen in the auction pool established. Youngsters हैं, but youngsters are not going to, win you the IPL. They will be your support base. वो आपको support करेंगे आपके big players को. KKR के साथ ये problem है कि they don't need a support Indian batter. They need an Indian batter who can step up. Will they go back for Manish Pandey? That's a very, very important question.
But again, then that takes up a opening slot. No, that will take up a opening slot.
No, Manish Pandey is not going to open
with whom you open with whom?
I'm just saying कि they don't have an option. आपके पास है ही नहीं ना opening batter. ये चीज सब टीमों के लिए लागू है. KKR के लिए भी ये लागू है. They need to find a solution. They don't have a solution. How are they going to move that solution around, move players around to get that solution, to arrive at that solution? वो बहुत important.
I'll quickly move to the
one last thought. When you were talking about openers, Gautam Gambhir, Nitish Rana, you need an opener. There's a Dhruv Shore in the auction list. So I'm like widely thinking now, because it's the first time he has come in the auction list after like 3 years. After playing for CSK back in 2018, he had a good season for Vidarbha where he has moved base. So Dhruv Shore could be one.
Brilliant season with Delhi.
Exactly. Dhruv Shore could be one option, but yes, Chetan is right. You don't have. I was just quickly scrolling through the list in my mind. Those are 300 names, but not one Indian established player comes to mind. And Karun Nair and Manish Pandey, I don't know, man.
Yeah. आपके पास Indian spinners नहीं है आज लिस्ट में, Indian batters नहीं है आज लिस्ट में. That's going to be a very, very crucial aspect. कैसे teams उस weakness को, जिसकी भी ये weakness है, उसको कैसे उसकी भरपाई करेंगे, that is going to be very, very important.
Quickly moving on to the next team, Srini, Delhi Capitals. बहुत सारी बातें हो रही हैं. Cricketing reason से नहीं, लेकिन वैसे बहुत सारी बातें होती हैं because of Rishabh Pant and everything. They have a purse of 28.95 crores. 9 slots they have. Overseas are 4 slots that they are left with. Whom do you think they can go for? They have a Abhishek Porel in the squad, but do you think they can go for a keeper, just a backup keeper?
Yeah, so I was very excited at the prospect of Rishabh Pant coming back, and Sahil, in fact, Sahil had some great details to share about kind of how he's recovering, and the fact that he'll be kind of available for this IPL. I don't know what kind of workload will Rishabh be able to take.
True.
To be fair to the boy, he's been literally away from any kind of cricket, kind of for a full year. It is miraculous. Let me put it this way: his return, it's very heartening, and it's miraculous the way he's come back. But I still think that Delhi will have to take that call to have a backup at any given point in time, because IPL is a long tournament, crossing 2 months, and I don't think he would have played any other cricket, coming into the IPL. So yeah, that is probably one of the things. But as Chetan was saying, that Indian batter, that elephant in the room, wo kaun hai? That is a problem with Delhi also. The moment Shreyas left, Delhi, that middle order has suddenly, look at For me, Delhi is the squad that they had come up with in 2020, the IPL which they played in Dubai.
Yeah.
The first year of the pandemic. When they played the final.
The final, yeah.
What a team it was! And for me, for once, after having seen Delhi disappoint year after year after year, I was finally beginning to think that okay, finally they're just getting it right. In terms of what kind of approach, and it was a very Team India centric approach, young India centric approach
Yeah.
that Delhi began to have. But then things have just fallen. Look at Prithvi Shaw, classic example.
Yeah.
A boy with so much talent. There are backers, there are people who still have nothing but positive things to say about Prithvi year after year after year. And but I mean, to the common eye, we all know what we are looking at, right? So there are a lot of corrections required now. How is Delhi seeing this? How does Delhi want to see this?
Yeah.
Do they want to use this season to kind of somehow get through and then probably plan? See, this is I keep on repeating this. I'll give an example. Delhi, considering the Bombay bunch that they have in the middle order, by now they would have identified that here is a young boy Mushir who they can invest in, right? Let's say they buy Mushir. Any franchise, I'm thinking, would want to buy Mushir Khan, would buy with the option that they can retain him next year. Because this boy is going to be picked up at a good thing, should he come back into the mega auction list, right? So franchise would be looking to buy a Mushir now, keep him kind of whatever at the lowest salary grade, retain him, so that you don't really have to think about it in the mega auction. So that is something I would like to see Delhi doing, which is use this to kind of look at the big picture and kind of play the game of patience.
Jimmy, but barring the couple of innings here and there, Prithvi Shaw का जो पिछला season था, looking at that, can Delhi go for someone who is also a keeper and can bat up the order, like probably in the opening slot? What do you have to say?
They'll have to look. We discussed this yesterday. Delhi need an overseas opener and a keeper, and like we discussed yesterday, they need an Indian opener. Because Prithvi Shaw, fitness issues and form, this is always going to be a problem with him, even in the best of times and the worst of times. So if they're planning their batting around Prithvi Shaw being a reliable opener, unfortunately, I think they're not going to go very far. Again, we discussed it yesterday. They have David Warner, World Cup winner, as opener. They have Mitchell Marsh, World Cup winner, at number 3. Why not go for Travis Head? You know, Travis Head is the flavor of this year, along with Pat Cummins. Man of the match in the World Cup final, man of the match in the World Cup semi-final, man of the match in the WTC final. So the 3 tournaments, the 3 big matches for Australia this year, Travis Head has been a constant. Recency bias bhi hai. He made a late start to the World Cup, got a blistering some 68 ball 100. Uske baad, when he took, like I said yesterday also, when he took 2-3 days to recover from the high of the World Cup, he played just 3 T20s. In those 3 T20s in Indian conditions, he gave blazing starts, 35, 34, 28. So a team like Delhi, I would imagine, would see someone like Travis Head. Now, they also need a keeper because Rishabh Pant आ सकते हैं, but Delhi Capitals को फिलहाल ये सोच के जाना पड़ेगा कि ऋषभ पंत नहीं आ रहे. That's your worst case scenario. आएंगे तो great. You need someone. Josh Inglis is there. Kusal Mendes is there. You need keepers who, like you said, top order batsmen. Josh Inglis got a blistering 100. It came in a lost cause. But recency bias, you might see him get some bidding. Kusal Mendes, traditionally Sri Lankan keeper batsman, कभी नहीं गए IPL में, but someone like him can open, can bat 3. So Delhi's main weakness is, जब से शिखर धवन गए, वो जूझ रहे हैं कौन आएगा next. I would say go for either Travis Head, like you rightly said, keeper चाहिए, Josh Inglis है, Kusal Mendes है. Do not go, without being disrespectful, do not go to that Abhishek Porel type level. हो सके युवा खिलाड़ी है, बहुत talent है. You need to be made of slightly tougher mentality. That's why in the history of the IPL, only one uncapped keeper batsman has come to the fore, and that's Rishabh Pant. No disrespect, कोई और खिलाड़ी ऐसा नहीं कर पाया. I would want to see them go for international top order keeper batsman.
Chinmay, I'll just come to you. Sahil, considering the purse they have, Delhi Capitals 28.95 crores, they can bid for someone like a Travis Head or Kushal Mendes.
They should, they will. And they will go for Travis Head, that is for sure, because Warner, you are not sure how long he's going to play, right? And again, this is like a 2.5 month thing, but if you get someone like a Travis Head really cheap, you can also end up retaining him before the mega auction, because he's someone you can like invest in for the next 2-3 years. Actually, inside keeping the big picture in mind. But But the keeping option, I think Abhishek Porel, they definitely, I don't know why he's still retained. I don't
That's
see
a
any.
backup, I guess.
No, but still, there are plenty of good keepers in India right now. And Abhishek Porel, except playing for Bengal, hasn't done anything of major note that he was retained. And last year, Delhi were all at sea, boss. You can't have a Abhimanyu Easwaran and a Priyam Garg giving trials mid-season. Abhimanyu Easwaran, you want in a T20 side. What was happening there? And that was all baffling. And right now, I think Urvil Patel is one keeper. Gujarat, top order batter, scored a 40-50 ball 100 this year only. Gun player was with Gujarat Titans, was released. But I think that is one backup keeper they can have. But completely agree with Jamie that you need quality at top of the order. That's for sure.
With that, we have started with the auctions as well. But Chetan, you were saying something.
Yeah, if there's anybody who knows what is the exact status of Rishabh Pant, that is Delhi Capitals. They can't afford another season without him. उनका season शुरू होने से पहले ही खत्म हो गया था last year. Like Sahil said, they were giving tryouts mid-season. They need so much in terms of their batting, and Rishabh Pant is not just a keeper; he's a captain. He's a prime batsman. It's just they know what is going to happen, and I think this time they are going to prepare in case Pant is not available. But without Pant, I don't see them going anywhere.
Moving on to Mumbai Indians, Srini, 17.75 crores overseas. They have total of 8 slots, 4 overseas. What do they need? Just because almost everything is sorted for them. Bowlers.
Desperately. Mitchell Stark, Vanindu Hasaranga. Or that guy, Gerald Coetzee. One of these three is a must. And if they can bolster their bowling attack, they are literally, they are very much in his favourites.
And the way Coetzee performed in the World Cup, that just adds up.
Yes, but then also, Hasaranga, especially in conditions like Wankhede, I wouldn't be surprised.
Jamie, what do you think? Left arm spinner or a premium pacer?
Look, I think this has also been said before also. Piyush Chawla was exceptional. But if you're relying on Piyush Chawla to do it again back-to-back years, आपकी bowling थोड़ी कम है. You have Kumar Karthike, Ritik Shaukin अभी नहीं है. You need to replace, like she said, you need a fast bowler and you need a spinner. अब Lasith Malinga वापस आए हैं. Someone like a Dilshan Madhushamka, again, I go back to recency bias. Coetzee was brilliant, but where did Madhushamka first make his name in that World Cup? Second ball Wankhede when he bowled Rohit Sharma, right? At one point for about 10 days, वो इस one-day World Cup के leading wicket taker थे. समाप्ति पर वो number 3 पे थे. 18 wickets he had, 18 wickets Gerald Coetzee had. Both are, but 23, 24, left armor, Malinga factor, and I'm going to have to agree with Srini. Hasaranga की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी, and maybe Malinga will rope in these two players.
Okay, Sahil, just coming to RCB, a budget of 23.25 crores. They have 6 slots left, 3 overseas. A lot to fix up. Though they have a pretty balanced squad. They have a Lomro probably in the middle order for now. Anuj Rawat is there, DK is there, then Virat, Faf, and Maxwell. But they still need, bowlers who can contain.
Their top 7 are sorted. You have Faf, Virat, Rajat Patidar, Glenn Maxwell, Cameron Green, Dinesh Karthik. Then you can have probably
also Suyesh
Prabhudesai you can chip in, or you can try a Mahipal Lomrod who has been doing well for Rajasthan in the domestic circuit. So I think the 7 is sorted. You have Karan Sharma as your leggy. You have Mohammad Siraj. I think what they need right now is a bloody good death bowler. That is something which is required after Harshal Patel's inconsistent returns last season. I think they need someone at the death. They have Topley. I think they have retained Topley, but you can't trust Topley to last 14 games. So you need a good medium pacer for sure.
They need someone who can play that containing role, or probably someone who can bowl in the death. Because you talk about Vijay Kumar Vaishak, Siraj, Akashdeep, Topley, they give away runs at times. So do you think they need a containing bowler, probably in the power plays more than the...
They need good fast bowlers for sure, because see, you need to fill in Hazelwood's shoes also, and he was very good for RCB. He wasn't that bad. With Siraj, with the new ball, I think both of them made a good pairing. And so you need some sort of bowler in that mold who can do the job up front and in the final overs. But more than that, I think they still haven't found that perfect bowler to replace Yuzvendra Chahal. Even that Hasaranga experiment fell flat. So they need definitely a good left arm spinner or leg spinner for sure, who has the heart to bowl at Chinnaswamy. Not the skills. Everyone has the skills. You need a big heart to bowl at Chinnaswamy.
But again, you also need somebody from the domestic circuit who has been performing really well. Uncapped one. Do you think RCB can make that change? Can go for that innovation this time?
So see, RCB camp, from what I heard, they had a camp right before the auction. and there was a Delhi bowler Mani Grewal who attended those camps, and I think he bowls quick. He's 145 plus, very strongly built boy, hits the deck hard, and he's strong, six-pack abs and all that jazz. So he's strong and hasn't played a lot of cricket for Delhi, but he's in the under-23 CK Naidu probables this year. There's another spinner who I have played a lot of cricket with, Digvesh Rathi, another Delhi boy, played under-23, under-25, mystery spinner, has the ability to bowl 4 different deliveries. So he could be one bowler to watch out for too. But I think Anshul Kamboj, you were mentioning right before the auction that he was a net bowler last time around. So they need those bowlers, but I think more than that, they need an out-and-out good fast bowler, and they could well go for Mitchell Starc.
And he's coming from a very good Vijay Hazare tournament. He picked up 15 odd wickets in those games for Haryana. There's a bidding war going on for Robin Park, who had a 1 CR of base price, and it's between KKR and Rajasthan, if I'm not mistaken. Chetan bhai.
Yeah, a little surprising that Rajasthan Royals are going for it. I'm not sure where do they have a spot for him, because maybe as a backup batsman, because Josh Butler might not be available for the entire season. So they are looking at, he's obviously the mini auction. So you're looking at somebody who's there just for a season. They're looking for a backup for Josh Butler is my thought. They have Shimron Hetmeyer in the middle order. Unka middle order mein, I thought they need somebody else. Somebody like a Robin Powell. And KKR again, I'm not sure, because they do need a top order batsman. Like he has an issue against spin. That's very, very widely known. But let's see how it goes. For now, these are the two sides which are going for him. It'll be interesting to see which of them gets it, and उनका किस तरीके से change होगा dynamics team का, वो देखना बहुत जरूरी है. For now, I think both of them are actually. Did we get a green light there? Has some team got it?
7.4.
But it's hilarious, because RR have had a budget before this of 14.5 crores.
And they've spent 7 crores.
7.4 crores.
7 crores on.
And they still have 7 slots and 2 overseas left now, if they've picked him up.
This is another Rian Parag move. No, he bats 5-6.
But
Jimmy,
why would they need...
Jimmy, I'll just...
This just goes to say, while you were talking, I was looking at the other screen and just laughing, हम इतने सोच के आते, plan बनाते आते, हम यहाँ बैठे, हमें घंटा मालूम कि ये franchises कैसे सोचते हैं. Who would have thought, just yesterday on